And when the music started to fade out, the first rays of sunlight lit up your eyes. Oh, how I wish this night would never end, so we can keep on dancing. I didn't think that I would ever see your face again, but I was wrong. I can't believe we're dancing in the street. I am the one you want to get close to you. Now I'm burning in your atmosphere. I can't feel my feet while we're dancing in the street. Is this thing on? It's working? All right, I gotta call up the chat and see what's going on. Sam, how does the Philosopher's Stone grant immortality? You know, I don't know, but the legend is that the urine contains all the contains a tiny bit of life force. So when you distill it and filter it and compress it and concentrate it, all that life force can go back into your body and make you younger. It can cure illness, and if you take enough of it, make you immortal. So you have to eat your concentrated pee. And the website really did disappear. Nobody knows why. I couldn't find in the Wayback Machine. I couldn't find any of the messages in the message board. So it's weird. Now the message board was an old system built on PHP BB for you nerds. So that could be why the messages are not there. Maybe it's not strange. But I would have liked to read some messages about people back and forth sharing their progress, because that message board was up there for a few years, long enough for someone to do this. And I know someone watched tonight that's going to do this, or they're thinking about doing this. And it was funny to watch the chat at the end with just tons of people saying, that was apple juice, right? What was that? That was apple juice, right? It was like 5 drops of Diet Coke in water. And I had to do some color correction on it, so it didn't look like I had, kidney cancer or something. It was a little brown. Teofeo says urine therapy is common. What is urine therapy? No, see, Jen's nodding her head because she knows about urine therapy and she's grabbing the microphone, but I'm not gonna put her on for that. We're not gonna talk about urine therapy. Eric says, easily your best written episode yet. Loved Hecklefish and the jokes. Had no idea that these people. Thanks, Eric. That episode I struggled with when I first started it. I didn't like the topic because it was really 2 suggestions. It was the Book of Aquarius on its own, and then the Emerald Tablet on its own, and they just both kind of connected to the Philosopher's Stone. So I sort of rolled them into one as a way to just make myself happier with it, because I really didn't like it. But the more I researched it and went down the rabbit hole, I really got into it. So that's the best kind of writing experience, is to start annoyed, where it's so hard to write an episode that you don't like. But then when it flips and you finished, and I'm like, that was all right. I mean, there's a lot of Hecklefish in this one, so I used him as a crutch a little bit. I'll be honest. And he was kind of channeling Jen with Harry Potter, because if you ask her a Harry Potter question, you don't get a short answer. You get the whole answer. You get, so when I asked her, I said, so the Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone, as soon as she hears Harry Potter, she goes, yes. I said, did he ever get the stone or what? And she goes, we were at different places. She goes, we can't type it. We need to get on camera right now. It's too much. It's too much. I need to.
I did. And
Yeah,
I
well,
said,
you
well,
could,
what do you want to know? Because there's a whole lot of stuff that happens at the end. So,
and you know all of the stuff.
yes. Well, I read all these with Jake when he was just a baby. Well, he wasn't a baby. I mean, when he was 11 to like whatever. So we
And
read all
just
the
we'll
books.
say it again this week that is not the Mr. Ballin in the chat.
Right.
I appreciate his super chat. I'm glad you're out there, but that is not John Allen in the messages. Zeb Francis, Dobby was in the tank tonight. You got it. You
Yep.
got it.
J Pod, we just started playing Hogwarts Legacy. We haven't gotten very far into it yet, but
I haven't got that far because I'm still enjoying Far Cry 6. And poof, there's got to be a Harry Potter spell for dropping the wife off the live stream. Eric Bishop, Dobby is a free elf. Like Jen knows what that means. I don't know what that means. I never read the books, and I watched the first movie a couple of times. We started the second movie, got about 20 minutes in, and that's the extent of my Harry Potter exposure. So, which makes it a little harder to play the game. So, basically, I got the game for Jen, but she can't work the thing. She can't get her thumbs to understand that one stick is move and one stick is camera. She gets them confused, and you get motion sickness watching. It's like, no, look behind you. No, turn it to the right. Never mind. Give it. So she has to. So I'm just like a PlayStation robot. I just sit there and she says, go through that door, do that, cast this spell. And I just hit the buttons. What if it isn't urine? There's something else that represents one's essence more than urine. And clearly he's talking about ejaculate. And that is one of the, and alchemists did use that. But the thing is, urine's a little easier to come by. Especially when these alchemists, they hit 50, 55, you can get a lot more urine than the other stuff. What? No?
just
I
move
said
along. Move along. We're not
I didn't
late
say
enough.
semen, I didn't say sperm.
We're not
I didn't
late enough.
Polar Jack could use a plushie of Hecklefish. Yeah, we're trying, man. Melody harp might get you in trouble. So I started working on the harp script, and I kind of bailed out of it. First of all, there's a lot, but that's okay. But second of all, YouTube hates it. So if you search for the harp project on YouTube, you don't get anything. You really don't. The first thing you get is a context misinformation warning. So that's not good news for me. So I have to do the research on Rumble or through podcasts or like old Art Bell episodes because YouTube is useless, which means if we do the harp video, no one's going to watch it. So I think next week we're going to do reverse linguistics, the secrets hidden in reverse speech. Yeah, Mshala, no harp. We need to do it because it's such a good story and there's so much, but it's really scary to do a video and it's one thing to wonder if YouTube is going to suppress it. That's another thing to just know for sure. Like a moon hoax video is, of course, we need to do that. It's a great story, but YouTube will never show it to anybody. Same with Flat Earth. It's a great story. There's a lot of good information. Even debunking it, YouTube will not show it to anybody. And then the channel suffers. The chat's moving too fast, so I didn't pin you in time, but someone said just call it the weather thing, not harp. I know what you're saying. A lot of creators do that. They put it in words instead of saying the naughty words, like the poke or the coof or stuff like that. I don't really want to. It kind of takes us out of the story if I have to say that a million times in a script. Manic Dracovac, hi AJ. Don't put me in timeout. No one goes in timeout unless they deserve it. Only if you earn it. Like people have asked me, did your parents ever beat you? I said, well, yeah, my folks beat me, and I earned every beating I got. That's Gino. He didn't get as many beatings, but I earned every one I got. Ross Nicholson, younger dry has popped up again. LOL. Every time, right? And I just brushed over it because how many times can I talk about 40 cultures and the time period? Now, what? So I just kind of ran over it. But what the YouTube experts or the consultants or whatever those guys are, they will tell you to not worry about that stuff, to treat every video like it's someone's first time watching it. So I sort of struggled with that going into the younger dryas. Like, do I do a few minutes here on the flood myth and Egypt and how it all ties in? Because I kind of wanted to, but I just felt like I've been saying younger dryas a lot the last few episodes. So I don't know. I don't want people watching be like, oh, here we go, the younger dryas. Yeah, say your words, fast forward 1.5 times speed. Matt Borner, yo, have you read The Law of One? I have not read that. Is that another theosophy book? Randall Carlson, gang, yeah. Yeah, so Doriel, someone asked in the chat, have we covered Madame Blavatsky yet? And we've touched on her a little bit. And she was one of the founders, I guess you can call her a founder, of the theosophy movement, which is everything connects to one and all of that. And lots of people will call those cults, lots of people will not, and that's really up to you to decide. So theosophy was Madame Blavatsky, and a lot of cults or religion, whatever you want to call them, spun out of hers. So like we talked about in the Mount Shasta video, and we covered some of those religions in the Count of Saint Germain. We covered a few of them. They're all LA for some reason. So Maurice Doriel, aka Claude Doggins, he had the same thing. He was theosophy. He studied, plagiarized Blavatsky and some of the others, and I like a lot of them just plagiarize Lovecraft for some reason. They plagiarize him and the Shaver Mysteries. They always go back to the Shaver Mysteries from Amazing Stories. Oh, blessed mommy. Hecklefish for president 2024. If you really want to support his candidacy, go and get yourself a Hecklefish for president mug. You can get those at shop.thewhyfiles.com right now. They're not that expensive. Got to keep the prices down. Support your favorite YouTube channel. Support independent creators. Grab a Hecklefish for president mug. Blessed mommy. Are you going to do it? I'm looking for it in the chat. I'm looking for the yes. YES. Benny J, did you ever see the conspiracy theory with Jesse Ventura? They talk about HAARP in one of them. Yeah, I saw that. The HAARP conspiracy theory has been around for a long time, the 80s. And Art Bell went into it all the time. So there's lots of stuff to talk about. But Jesse Ventura was on, a cable channel. So they're just going to air it. We're on a YouTube channel that I don't want to release a video. Nobody sees it because it's happened. Like, why is this video not performing? And then I'll open like an incognito tab or use a different account. And it's like, oh, I can't even find it. Oh, it's got a context warning. Oh, it's being suppressed. That's why. All right. Well, that was a week to 2 weeks of my life wasted. Pale for Life totally getting a Hecklefish for Prez mug. Appreciate that. Appreciate the support. The live streams are really helpful for supporting the channel. I'm glad that you guys show up for them because it really, really helps keep things going. Blur, list your videos that are gone now. None are gone. There are just a few that are hard to find. like in the Patreon stream today, you guys know if you're Patreon members before the premiere, it's just like a few of us hang out and talk. It's a perk. It's a Patreon perk. $3. Yeah, so he couldn't find the video where Hecklefish and I were flying the plane. So that's in the Nevada Triangle video, which is very early in the channel. But that's one that's hard to find on YouTube because that has a context warning for Area 51. So that was being suppressed. And I was just kind of learning then that certain topics, they're just not going to get promoted. TJ got 2 Hecklefish mugs already. All right. Winged Spider dropping good plugs. Someone LOLing at Hecklefish only tinkles in the back of the bowl. I thought it was funny. I don't know how well the joke hit, but I thought it was funny. I don't know where if it matters. It matters. But last week, Jen and I watched a reaction video to one of ours. I forget which one it was. Might have been it was the Adam and Eve. And it's weird to watch the Y-Files video on another YouTuber's channel. It's at first is a little weird, but it's actually kind of helpful because I'm watching him for the reactions. Like, all right, coming up, there's a joke here. Do I get a laugh? Do I get a smile? To see if I'm hitting if I'm hitting my marks, because I just don't know. Sometimes I'll ask Jan or Gino, like, is this funny? But otherwise, I just don't know. So it's nice to see the reaction videos. Scottov has plastered Wi-Fi stickers all over his favorite stuff, including the wife. Xanathos, great plugs, man, but you don't get paid by the plug. I'm just saying. I appreciate it. All right, I think I see some super chats in the queue that maybe we should get to. Chris, continuing, the wife and I can't stop saying what I say. It makes me laugh every time. It wasn't in the original script. It was some other joke, but for IBIS, or some other joke, but it was a good spot for what I say. That makes me laugh too. It's weird to, I don't want to lift the curtain too much, but it's just us, that after a while editing the video, it's really like it gets past the point where like Hecklefish is definitely his own character. Like he'll make me laugh. Even though I wrote his jokes, he makes me laugh. All right, I'm gonna start with the super chats because I see Daniel Boner's there at the top. Bonner, I'm sorry about that, for $20. Have you ever read the description? Hang on a second. Hang on. This is totally planned. We're fine. That's why I'm tangled up in the. No, it's all right. It's not professional at all. Have you ever read the description of the original set of the Ten Commandments tablets in the Talmud and the Mishnah, described as being highly intricate and made of sapphire? Likely unrelated to tonight's topic, but still pretty neat. I haven't read that, Daniel. But that's interesting. We're due for a biblical story. Those are among my favorite. It was one of the questions in the Patreon stream today. What types of topics are my favorites? And number one are the questioning reality topics, like the simulation theory, many worlds interpretation, and that kind of stuff. Those are probably my favorites. Next are the ancient mysteries. Any Younger Dryas, of course, anything around that time. And then I like the biblical stories. I'm not a religious guy, but I like the stories. But thanks for the tip there, Daniel. That really helps. And there's no vowels in your name, so it's bitter. Thursday's my favorite day recently. Your super professional live stream keeps me company during work. Thank you for the hard work for the team. You're very welcome. If you're going to tell me that we're keeping you company at work, I want to know what you do. You have to tell me what your job is. Because it's like doing crowd work here. Where you stand up and you do crowd work. Anyone here from out of town? Jason Knight, thank you for the $10 question. When we watch the early releases of Y-Files videos on Patreon, which is another great reason for everyone to join the Y-Files Patreon. Very good plug, Jason. Do they count toward the YouTube view count? They do not, Jason, because I upload them directly to Patreon. that allows me for the videos to be ad free and just to upload them there. I used to link to them. I would set them as unlisted on YouTube, which was already that's complicated, and then send them over to Patreon. But YouTube is slipping ads in. So even if the creator says don't run ads on this video, YouTube will still decide like, yeah, maybe a few. Like he just doesn't mean none. He just means like few, right? No, I mean none. And YouTube's like, no, some. And it seems like when a video's starting to perform well. Oh, Jen, did you turn monetization on? As I forgot. Okay, she did. Um, we can't work for free here. We can't just live off these Fear the Crab Cat mugs that you can get from shopthewildfiles.com for only about $15. We can't just live on that. So they were unlisted over there, but YouTube would slip the ads in, and I don't want Patreon members to see ads, so I upload them there directly. So no, I don't get views on those, but don't worry about that. I mean, because you're sending money in, so I want you to enjoy without the nonsense, without the solar panel ads or what I don't know. What do they run on the channel now? Like when the channel was small, the YouTube ads were the worst. It was all solar panels. It was a lot of older people, health, medicine. I can't tell you what the medicine was because Jen will give me this because we already covered our dick joke segment for the evening. So it's just a lot of lousy ads. But now that the channel's busier, I wonder, does Acura and Toyota, are they on there yet? Do we have any name brands? Mr. Fahrenheit, $5. Ken Griffin lied under oath. Also, when are you going to release a Lizard People t-shirt? I forgot to do that this week. That's my fault. I meant to. It was on a list. But I forgot. But there is some cool new merch coming. Jen has been working. Hang on a second. Hang on. There she is. There she is. Go ahead.
We have 2 Lizard People shirts coming out, 2 different designs. And we have there's Gino not paying attention. He loves to do that. And you can get the Camp Greenfoot t-shirt is available up on the store right now. Somebody already ordered one. So,
well, speaking of those, they're really nice. The Camp Greenfoot shirts are really nice. Now, I got to be honest, I don't love the name. I don't love the name Camp Greenfoot, but that's what it is, and that's what we're going with. So I think they're cool. They're vintage, right? I think I got this color, so I'll wear that next week. So it's an alien. What is alien and one of these big feet, and his ship.
Yep.
Yeah, it's a cool design.
Right, so we're excited about it. Somebody's already ordered one, they said.
Well, we appreciate that. All right, we thank Jen for giving the merch plugs. I mean, I got 3 merch plugs in already. We're in 23 minutes. We're plug heavy so far. Christina Hinks, $5. Hey guys, Braden and Peyton are watching with us tonight. Braden is 12 and loves the way you look into stuff and explain it. Also, simulation theory. Hey Braden, hey Peyton. You guys know that you're not real, right? Your mom's not real. None of it's real. It's all simulation. It's all. But look, it's real to us.
Stop,
Braden. If your reality is still real to you, I gotta put she'll overtalk me with this. She doesn't like simulation theory. So yeah, I'm joking, Braden. You're fine. Don't panic. Your reality is real to you. But no, you're fine. Don't panic. Joe Davidson, thank you for the $2. DMT equals the Philosopher's Stone. That's interesting. A couple of people have asked for a DMT pineal gland video, which I'd like to do. I have to figure out the algorithm there because we don't want to promote drug use, especially when we've got these simulated youngsters watching. We can't let them promote drug use to them. So it could be good, Joe. It could be a connection there. Cheek Clappa 69 giggity $5. What if we use Sasquatch pee? I don't know if that would work. I see, and I was wondering the same, not about Sasquatch, but I was wondering like to accelerate the process, can you just get like all the pee in the village? Like just everybody, just give them a couple of whatever they used for money. Come a couple of those shekels and just everybody pee in a bucket and just as a shortcut. Like I don't know if was Flamel using his own stuff? 1,500 gallons? That's a lot. That's a lot of midnight trips. So I don't know if it has to be your own essence. If it doesn't, then Sasquatch pee, that's a good way to go because you got to figure their bladders are at least twice the size of ours. Tom 1, 1999, another great episode, AJ&T. Thanks, Tom. And thank you for supporting the channel. You can also support by grabbing one of those. No, I'm just joking. Just joking. There's Mike D, always supportive of the channel for 501. So I think you mentioned last week that there was nothing to Atlantis. You don't think Plato was passing down a form of oral history? I want to believe in Atlantis, Mike, but Plato was most likely writing an allegory for sort of the what's the right word? Kind of the misbehavior of men, just sort of the avarice and the hubris of men would cause a downfall of society. I mean, he's been right about that. It's happening now. But I would like to believe that it was a real thing. Maybe it was a real thing and he used that to create an allegorical story. I don't know. But if you've ever read, I'm assuming you had read Plato's description of Atlantis, which I think is in Timaeus, in two of the dialogue, Timaeus, I forget the other. He's pretty descriptive. Like he goes into a lot of details about how many kingdoms and names, and it's a pretty fleshed out story. So I don't know. That's one that I want to believe in. I want to believe in all of these for the most part. Nick Carnelli, thank you for $5. Saw on IMDb you did some voice work on Red Dead and Legend of Korra. Any interesting stories from doing those? If not, what's the best joke you know? I hate going on the spot. See, this is why we need to do pre-interviews, Nick, is so the guest knows that the questions are coming. So Legend of Korra, I don't have any specific stories. I could tell you that the people that I worked with on there were super fun. J.K. Simmons was the nicest guy ever, kind of quiet. And he rolled up in like a crappy old 8-year-old gray Honda, and just kept talking about his wife. Like he was super sweet. Chris Hardwick was super nice and shouted me out on Twitter, which was fun. And he was still with Janet Varney at the time. She was very nice. And who else was on there? There's so many people on there. Who was Bud Bundy? Was that?
What was his name? David. I think he was one of the 3 namers, right?
David Faustino.
David Faustino. Yes, that's right.
David Faustino. He was relatively. He was okay. He wasn't bad.
He was in Korra.
Yeah. Yeah, he worked at least one whole day on it. And
didn't you scream? Didn't you do like some overdubbing for The Revenant?
I did.
Yes.
The Revenant's probably that's got to be my biggest voiceover gig that nobody knows about. Hey, what were you in? Well, I was in The Revenant, a little movie with Leo and the bear. There's an Irish character in The Revenant, and can I say the Indians, the native, the indigenous, the First Nation,
just
they were coming over I don't know what to say. Native Americans were coming over the mountain, and the Irish guy he's hiding behind a tree, and I guess probably didn't have a lav because these guys are half naked and everything. But he was probably either pressing his lav or there was no boom or whatever. You couldn't understand him, and his accent was so thick. So yeah, I dubbed his lines. I don't remember what they were. I just remember I was screaming in an Irish accent. For some reason, I can't. Like when I did it in the studio, I sounded like him. But when I do it out here, I sound like a leprechaun. Oh my goodness, they're coming over the hill. Look at them, they are. Oh, that's an arrow. I don't know. I sound, me Lucky Charms. That's the only thing I could do. But that's not what I did in the Revenant. Revenant. I sounded
Yeah.
like the guy, not like the leprechaun. Hoo-ta-to-to. And there she goes. Red Dead. I think I've worked on pretty much all the Rockstar projects that recorded in either New York or LA. So my voice is around on GTA on GTA 5. I'm not credited for it though. And I think it's just like man on the street screaming or whatever. He's got a gun, that kind of stuff. With Red Dead, I got to play a sheriff, but I've played that game. I've played that game all the way through. I beat the game, but I can't find my voice. So it's very possible they didn't use it. And I did a bunch of voices on there. It's like sheriff and townspeople, but I can't pick mine out. So I don't know if they used it. A lot of times with voice work, really with anything, you'll get credit for work that you did, but they don't necessarily use it. But you still get credit for it, and you get paid for it thanks to the union. The best joke I know is well, when is it?
Are you gonna mess it up?
When is it polite to spit in an Italian woman's face?
Yes. I'm Italian, so that's okay.
Okay, when is it polite to spit in an Italian woman's face?
When her mustache is on fire. Oh,
Fuck, you're number 3, Sammy. Okay, I see how it's lining up.
What do you tell? What do you tell a woman with a black eye?
don't. Just go on. Keep going.
Well, you guys know the punchline. I can't do the punchline right. It's too
no.
his Braden and Jaden and Hayden.
Rude.
Who's it was Braden, Jaden, and Hayden?
Peyton and
He's just showing
Peyton
up.
and Braden.
Peyton and Braden.
Mm-hmm.
Peyton and Jaden. I really want to give you the punchline of that joke, Nick. No, she's down there. So I could see the producers. I could see their faces in little windows below mine. Like I'm the only one. I could see me here, but I could see them down there. That's why I like if I'm straying onto dangerous territory, she's down there like this. You can't. Or if I'm saying something real rude, I could see Victoria kind of rubbing. And then I could usually just see Gino's ear or, hear his poker game. So I could see what's going on down there. So like if I'm coming up to a punchline, she's down there just making herself sick with the nodding. Josh Fewer, thank you for the $10. Why are they hiding Younger Dryas? It's definitely top 5 events in history. And I first heard about it last year. What's the goal of hiding that? That's a good question. And I don't know if I'm going to give you a good answer, but I'm going to give you one of the leading answers from those of us who believe in the Younger Dryas as the flood myth. And look, in the last few years, that's becoming more and more mainstream, where in the early Graham Hancock books from the 90s, that was pseudoscience, fringe, crazy ideas with Randall Carlson and Robert Schoch and all those guys back then. It was pseudo, it was crazy. Like they were so condescending if you believed anything from those books. But now, after 20, 30 years of pretty compelling evidence, some of it's circumstantial, some of it is physical, like the erosion patterns around the Sphinx that can't be explained, only can be explained with water. I mean, it's becoming more and more difficult to call it pseudoscience. And remember, the difference between science and pseudoscience sometimes is just a little bit of time. So one of the reasons that they resist the Younger Dryas is because they, meaning the scientific establishment, the archaeologists, mainstream, anthropologists, climatologists, all of those people have spent their whole careers working on and writing about and getting published for specific theories about events. And I don't mean specifically Younger Dryas, I mean just mean stuff. So now a theory comes along like the Younger Dryas, and there's 40, 50, 100 scientists that if the Younger Dryas is proven true, then all of their work is nonsense. Their life's work is just all this stuff that you got published that you were so proud of. This, you were wrong. And nobody likes to be wrong. So it needs to be overwhelming. You know, the Egyptology is the same thing. They just will not hear a new theory. Why? Because then their life's work was wrong. No one wants to waste their life's work. You know, it's like doing a video for YouTube and having it demonetized immediately. You wasted a week. So that's pretty much it. It's ego and politics, and money. But isn't it always those? Kevin Sherman, $10 left tonight's episode. You guys are amazing. Thanks, Kev, and thank you for the $10. It really helps. There's Mike Willis, $20. No comments this week. Just want to give my favorite people on YouTube more money. Just a little bit. I said wiggle it. Whoa, what was going on there? We may need to take a commercial break for Hecklefish. Thanks, Mike. All right, let's see. Stephen Merrick.
You're going.
Not good.
Oh, now his mic's
You're in the money.
So he put us on standby, but he left the horrible audio on. Let me see if I can fix that for a minute. There. I muted him. So we will get back to him in just a moment. I'm on a bubblegum said the Matrix is glitching. That's sort of what it felt like there for a moment. This happened. So if you guys weren't on last week, this also happened last week. And you're in the money. That's very funny, Stephen, Mario. He had to restart. So he's probably doing that. Are we hearing Gino down there? No, I don't think so. Okay, let's see. What do we have? Hi, Victoria and Jen.
Hi.
Hello. So yes, this was an interesting lots of pee jokes going on in there as to what happened to this. As Criel, I did not realize that I had a mute button for the husband, but yes, I do. Although I won't use it. Unfortunately, even though there are times that I would like to use it, I won't use it. That's not a good producer move. Stratos, did he try turning it off and on? Yeah, that's what he's doing right now, is turning it on and then turning it off. Why don't I like simulation theory? Because he is yet to explain it to me in a way that makes sense. Because like what I said to him is that, so if we're in a simulation, then either he's in my simulation or I'm in his simulation. So how are we all like aware and of each other and sentient and part of it unless it just all doesn't exist? And he tries to explain it, joint simulation. Yeah. People, he tries to explain it and it just doesn't. I don't buy it. We're all energy. They've done studies. Energy can't be created or destroyed. So it's, to me, I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like the idea that we're all in a video game and that either he's playing in my world or I'm playing in his, or we're all NPCs in some greater person's video game. And I've seen the Matrix, I've seen all that stuff. I just, when he talks about, it's the simulation, when I'll be reading through topics and I'll say, this topic is great. And then somebody else will mention it at the same time. But I think that has to do with
You can hear
I'm much more like kind of
Okay.
weirdy psychic than he is, and so I won't say that I don't believe in ghosts. So I feel like it's just kind of when you're talking about all this stuff and your mind's more open, you're just more on a connection with people, and so that's what happens. But double
Sounds
slit
good.
experiment is bonkers.
Yeah.
I don't think that's Rasputin.
No, we don't hear you.
How about that? How about that?
Hey.
But I don't think I can hear you guys.
You can't.
God damn it!
You wish.
This isn't how podcast. This is not professional.
We can hear it for real.
We can't hear it for real. I muted him again. So we tested this all before we started,
Mhm.
and he could hear me, but we couldn't hear Hecklefish. He could hear Hecklefish, and then he couldn't hear me, and he got it all working out. Oh wait,
Discord's kind of buggy.
try it now.
Right? And then it stopped working.
Do we hear you?
What? I'm not here.
No, you're here.
You can hear
I am there.
Discord hit control arm.
It's
Two questions. A, what are you smoking? And two, can I have some?
all right. Is he here?
He's here. You
All right,
turned
what did
your light on.
Oh, that's way too bright. You can see all the stuff.
There you go. Yes, sir.
Nice.
There we go.
I've been telling you for like the last 5 minutes to be free.
All right,
We can
Stephen
hear
Martin, you're in the
Gino.
money.
I can hear
What?
Gino. I can hear Gino in the background.
Okay, everybody do anything in
Okay.
chat.
I think that's Victoria you hear.
It's gone now. You're good. You're good.
Hold on, my mic was off. I don't know why you would have been able to hear me.
I could hear something in the background.
It was my
I don't-
mods.
I
Oh,
don't understand.
never mind.
It was the mods. Sorry. I had them turned up too loud.
Poor Gino. We were all blaming it on him, and it wasn't.
Well,
Whoops.
all of us. But I don't know why. Why do views go up when the audio crashes? What are you doing? Is that?
Well, wouldn't you like to know?
I guess it's part of our charm. And there they go. Excellent fill-in hosts. Jeff Wallace, $10. How to micturate your way to immortality. Yeah, I didn't see this one coming. Great show. Yeah, when I started the episode, I didn't know that we were going to end up with a urine episode, but we did. Hang on. There we go. All right, Steely, $5. Which secret society has the best member benefits? If you're a member of one, just give us a wink or something. We'll understand. How would I know which one has the benefits if I'm not in one? Like Bohemian Grove looks like a pretty cool one to belong to, but I think you already had to have a pretty good life to get in there. Good meaning rich and powerful, since I'm neither of those. So no, I'm not in any secret societies, but I have been on a couple of bowling teams. Narissa Rizzo, $4.99. This has become my favorite YouTube channel. Thanks for all the great episodes. Well, you're very welcome, Narissa. And I hope you're enjoying the live streams. This is how they are every week. It's like that, and this is why I didn't really panic or get upset, because in the first time the audio crashed, it was, oh my God. Now it's like, well, of course, so I guess I'll reboot and it'll be fine. Eric Bishop, wow, $49.99.
Human, I want you to know I said human. Thank you for all the dough. Tipping. as I'm sure you will find, always is a good time. Ooh, 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 it's fun to tip the FISH. It's fun to tip the FISH.
And Eric thinks it was the best written episode. Well, I appreciate that. I think I talked about that early on the stream, but just to recap, in case you just got on, this episode I didn't like it at first. I hated it, and it was two topics: Emerald Tablet and Project Aquarius were two separate suggestions, but they all led to the Philosopher's Stone. So I combined them as a way to kind of make it more interesting to me. And then as I kept researching and writing, and when we got to the urine stuff, I was like, oh, this is going to be fine. And then it was fun. And that's the best experience to have with this channel, is starting with something that you didn't like or didn't know much about, and then being really happy with the end result. And look, it doesn't happen all that often. Like most of the time going into an episode, I kind of know what I'm going to get out of it. But sometimes I'm surprised. Usually it's pleasantly, but not always. Sometimes it's like, man, why didn't that one work? But this is what we do. Victoria Clark Eakin, $4.99. Awesome episode. How about lunch in 600 years? Just kidding. Rock on Hecklefish. We love you guys and the show.
You, thank you for the tip. This human knows what's up.
I don't know if I really debated with that urine bit at the end. I really debated it. I thought it was kind of gross. And then I committed. I'm like, I'm doing it. And then it was like, when I shake it around, it makes this sloshing sound in the microphone, which makes it extra gross. So, I mean, this was a whole thing that I went through, like with the headphones on, I'm sloshing the urine. Like, no, that's too much. Maybe just wiggle it. And then I'm looking like, oh, is it yellow? Is it the right color? Do I freak them out and take a swig? Because it's just, so I struggled with it because I thought it might be too gross. But then I just committed to the joke, and I thought it was a fun way to end it, because it was, we had a couple of dark turns in that episode, and we can't end every episode so depressed. Sometimes you just gotta pee into a jar. Destiny Land Adventures, $5. Love all the episodes. Just curious if you would do any episodes that are found to be real. Well, some of them that we've done are found to be not fake, if that's the same thing, because there's been stories that I can't fully debunk. And so Destiny Land, if you give me an example of a story that is real, or you believe is real, or as far as is real, I would like to know that, because maybe you're right, or it's always a good episode when there's a debunking section. It's just, it's a good act 3. But if you have something, I'm into it. Just send it over the tips line, and we'll check it out. Travis Baker, $5. Can you say hello, Elizabeth, please? Hello, Elizabeth. It would make my wife's night. Hello, Elizabeth. I think Travis needs a back rub. He needs a back rub, right?
Yeah.
He probably needs, right? I mean, you could start with a back rub, and then who knows?
Stop.
Sydney Greer, thank you for the $9.99. Great show. 27,000 in the live. Wow, Hecklefish was on fire tonight. Yeah, a lot of Hecklefish, Sydney. So I think this was happening to a couple of other people. Maybe not. But my player wouldn't refresh. So I had no idea how many people were there. It was stuck on like 6,500. And then about, 5 minutes in, it was still 6,500. And I was like, oh, no, this episode's a bust. And then someone in the chat said 14. It's like, oh. So the YouTube player it's either doesn't refresh, it just crashes, and once in a while it just will shut down my whole computer. But yeah, oh, hang on, there she is. She's
Mine wasn't either, and I always keep track. I write it all down during the show so we can see how many people. So we got up to 27,529, but I kept having to just open.
But that's not the record.
The record's 28, so we almost got there. So that's our second highest. I just kept opening the info. Like every time you expanded the info, it would update it. And then when I collapsed the info, it would update it again. So I just kept doing that the whole the whole episode.
All right. Well, that's a helpful tip.
I know that you don't care, but I thought they might find it.
I care. Did you hear that banging?
I did. What was that?
I don't know. It was right here. I'll be right back. Everybody watches knows that I
Just
get to bed
just go
myself, right?
check.
I'll be right back.
Somebody was asking if they made us take down the 0 point energy. No, we still, all the videos are still up. A few of them have gotten. Is everything all right?
I didn't see anything,
Okay.
but it
All
felt
I-
like it was great. Were you in the middle of answering something before you go away?
I was. So they haven't taken down any of the videos. Some of them are a little hard to find because they just get knocked out in the algorithm. But if you go to the actual channel and then just go to all videos, what is the 0 point energy video called?
That's the ARV one.
Sire Lord just said the ARV episode. So just
That's
go
a good
look
one.
for that.
That's one of my favorites.
Okay.
There she goes. Found in Fiction Gaming for $10. Thank you for doing Atlantis. Are you a believer? Great Harry Potter bit. I want to be a believer found in fiction. I'm so ready for Atlantis to be discovered. But I don't believe it's real, but I really, really want it to be. Is that fair? That's fair, right? That doesn't ruin anybody's day. I get hate comments about how I've ruined mystery for somebody. Don't you want to know the truth though? And something like Atlantis, I can't debunk it, right? I can't prove that it doesn't. You can't prove a negative, right? I want someone to prove it was there. I mean, when Corsetti started covering the reshot structure, I was fascinated by that. I was like, wow, it could be it. But then Randall Carlson says no. And he's an expert. Jimmy's a communicator. Randall's an expert. So he kind of ruined, like I might have ruined yours, Found in Fiction, when he was on Rogan talking about how it's not it. I was like, oh man, that one really had potential. And then someone on Google Earth found a circular structure underwater just west of the Mediterranean, somewhere out there. You could find it on YouTube. Maybe I can link it in the description because it was cool. So there's a circular structure under there, but it's Google Earth, and Google Earth is not always that accurate. There's a lot of weird artifacts in there. So could be. I say send a ship. If I was in charge, I would send a ship. But if I was in charge, I'd have a ship down in Lake Huron looking for the UFO we shot down, which I don't know why we don't do that. Jim T, $10. Well, you learn something new every day. I assume you're referring to the Urine for Life. Buzz Darkin, $10. Fun topic. Wildfiles is a must-watch fun for Thursday evening. The Mastiffs, and I love it. Keep up the great work. Oh, there, I remember you, Buzz, because you and your pup there look the same. I love it. Well, people start to look like their pets after a while. Isn't that true? You kind of look like yours a little bit, don't you?
Sure.
There she is. Always pithy. Always pithy, Victoria. John Doe for $10. I accidentally drank Tinkle in Iraq by mixing up a urine bottle and a water bottle while driving a Bradley fighting vehicle. Can we not say tanks? Or are they called Bradley fighting vehicles? It tastes like someone made unsweetened tea with beach water. Yeah. Remember that the episode in Better Call Saul when he's going across the desert, right? And he's with Mike, of course, and Mike was like a Marine Special Forces, Vietnam, whatever. And they're hiking through the desert it's like 2 days through the desert. And Jimmy gets up and he's, hey, I got to go take a leak. And he starts to do it. And Mike goes, I wouldn't waste any of that. Like, what? You're gonna wish you kept that. And then later on in the episode, it pays off. That was a Chekhov's gun. As soon as he said that, I was like, oh man, that Chekhov's gun is going to pay off, isn't it? Ugh. Didn't. Everybody knows what Chekhov's gun is, right?
They should if they don't.
Well, do you want to go ahead and tell them? A
I'm
little
sure it's a literary device used by Chekhov that has something. Oh no, Chekhov's gun. Is that a Star Trek thing?
If it in a play, if you show a gun in the first act, you've got to fire it in the second.
First time.
Or,
I was
or
right the
it could be
first time.
Chekhov's phaser, of course, is what she's thinking about. But no. I thought you were like a theater nerd.
I am. I started to answer it right, and then you were looking at me like, "Oh, my sweet summer child, you have no idea what nerdy things I'm talking about now." And
But
so,
But you are nice to look at. And there she goes. Quantum Sledgehammer 1059. A scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think an advanced society existed in the time of the Younger Dryas? And do you think Atlantis is waiting to be found somewhere deep under the Atlantic Ocean? Quantum Sledgehammer, I think it is unlikely that an advanced society was there. So scale of 1 to 10, I'm going to go pretty low. But it really depends on your definition of advanced. Because Göbekli Tepe is there, and the timing is pretty good. So if you consider that advanced, then yeah, people were here. But a lot of times when someone says advanced society for Younger Dryas, they're talking about advanced, planes and stuff. I don't think that happened because there would be evidence of it. It's not that long ago. Silurian hypothesis says the further away you get in time, the harder it is to know who is here. So if let's say our civilization stopped right now, which is a possibility. Let's say stop right now. Of course, there would be evidence of us for a long, long time, thousands of years. But even if there was a nuclear holocaust, only in about a million and a half years, nothing would be here. Nothing of us would be here. Everything would be gone. Everything would be dust. There'd be no trace. So Younger Dryas, geologically, was not that long ago, right? 13,000 years. That's nothing. That's yesterday. So I would think there would be something like the things we're finding in Turkey and elsewhere. But older than that, it's hard to prove. It's like the Atlantis. I can't prove it wasn't. Was there an advanced society here a million years ago? I don't think so, but I can't prove that. But around the Younger Dryas, I think there were definitely people here more advanced than mainstream anthropology and archaeology will admit to. Because like I said earlier, it throws out their life's work. Because nobody was supposed to be here right before the Sumerians. That was it. Sumerians, Phoenicians, Egypt. There's nothing before. But then you find these amazing castles that are 5, 6, 7,000 years older than that, 10,000 years older than that. They don't want to hear it. But I'm sorry, it's there. We got to have the conversation. There's Matt is back, $4.99. The most valuable natural luxury product in the world is a dye of royal purple. It's made from urine and sea slugs, sometimes for kings and royals only. Sometimes for kings and royals only. I didn't know that. Purple certainly was the color of the royals and the emperor in ancient Rome, but I didn't know it was made with urine and sea slugs. I need to look into that. I'm not questioning you. For sure, that sounds like the right answer. I'm interested. I want to see what happens when you pee on a sea slug. I'm going to do it. I'm going to make purple. I'm going to go to the beach and make purple. Bink Q, $5. How did you develop the intro music, and where do you get your background music sound effects? The intro music, like before the episode airs, is not mine. That's YouTube gives you like 10 to choose from, like leading up to the show, the countdown. That was my favorite. That's called the sci-fi. Someone found who designed that, and I can't find who it was, but that's my favorite one. The other music is mostly Epidemic Sound. I pay for a license for the music. I use mostly them. If that answers your question, sound effects is Epidemic or Soundly is another platform that I use. They're not that expensive, and you get a license. Like with Epidemic, you connect your channel to the platform, and it grants you a license. It's pretty cool how it works. But like on Hecklefish's channel, if I use if I clip a chunk of the WAV files for his channel, you guys know Hecklefish has his own channel, right? He does. You should check it out. But I'll get a copyright claim on his channel from Epidemic Sound, which is fine. It doesn't hurt the channel or anything. You just can't monetize it. But he doesn't need money. I pay him a fortune. Oh, hang on. Hang on. There she is.
Time for
There
a
she is.
giveaway.
Is it time for a giveaway?
Yes.
Oh my goodness. All right. No. It's the wrong button. I hit the wrong button.
Wrong button.
That's all.
Yes, Justin Murdoch, there is a Hecklefish channel. Look at Hecklefish Moriarty on YouTube. And subscribe
Yeah.
if you would like that.
And at the bottom of the description of all the videos we've got. But yeah, it's Heckle Moriarty. All right, what is the word? Demonic hordes. I see you in the chat. I see the Dewey. It's going to be Black Eyed Kids, right? I just see your name, and it's going to be Black Eyed Kids.
Urine for life. I don't know. You pick one.
P is life.
P is life. Okay. All one word.
P is
No
life.
spaces.
All right. Here's how it works. You type P is life, all one word, just like you see it on the screen. Just type it into the chat. That by itself, that's the only thing you type, and you get entered in to the drawing. And the winner will get stuff. Right now, you guys say what happens.
Very few auto flags. for
Victoria, what happens if they win?
Come to Discord and put in a help desk ticket, and I'll get with you and get your name and email. We'll get it out to you.
How much do they win?
$50.
$50.
Gift card to the Wi-Fi store.
We got 7,900 people in the chat. Only 95 entries. Wow.
We must be
All right.
lagging.
Oh, are we?
Are we a little laggy?
We are.
No, that's because it's
That's what we're saying. We're a little laggy.
Yes.
All right. I just dropped them down because they're a little noisy. All right. P, let me look at see what's going on in the chat. Oh, P is life. Urine is life. Don M. That's not going to work, but it's close enough. Lowercase, I think, is fine.
It's getting flagged.
You were getting flagged, or are you flagging us?
It's the Pia's life is getting flagged by the YouTube bot.
Oh, okay. No P is life. Hang on.
Oh,
Hang on. Stop your P is life. It's getting flagged. Of course, I should have learned my lesson. We can't even try urine, right?
probably
risky.
not. Too risky.
What about Philosopher's Stone? Is that like super hard to spell?
It is. That makes it even more fun.
That's good.
All right. The word is Philosopher's Stone. Spelled just like this. There's no apostrophe. It's one word. Philosopher's Stone. I think I spelled it right. Yeah. No space. No apostrophe. One word, and you'll get entered into the. Yeah, I'm seeing typos already. So that's fun. That's funny. T-fetch. You that's not going to work. You missed it. Let's see. Carpe Omnia Visuals. That looks good. Brian, no missing vowel. Melnar. You look good. Crypto Sam, I think that's okay. I'm not sure. John Robinson, that's a typo. That's not going to work. Who else? Everyone looks good. Some very good spellers in this community.
Good spellers.
Spellers, not an internet killer. What? Question mark. That won't work. All right. So now there's entries. I was wondering, like, so many people watching. Nobody wants free stuff.
Nobody
my
wants
It hurt
all
my
these
feelings.
people watching, and then you say, you win free merch, and then there's like 5 people now. There's not. There's 7,900 people, but
And look, you could use that $50 to buy a Fear the Crab Cat mug. You get that from shop.thewifiles.com. Which looks like that. Philosopher's Stone. One word, everybody. Darren Berg, can we get merch instead of money? LOL. Darren, you do get merch. You don't give money.
yeah, it's a gift card to the store.
Yeah, it's a gift card. I don't. Keith Eichel, Kidney Stone. That's funny. Max Nunez, Pia's life was rejected by the algorithm, so we're going with Philosopher's Stone. Space Viking fellas for Stone. That's very funny. Spelled it phonetically. I didn't know what you were talking about. Oh, Patrick Stewart is here. Good to see Sir Patrick. Philosopher's Stone. That is correct. I dig your new show. I can't wait to watch tonight's episode, Sir Patrick. Boy, Patrick Stewart got old, man. And is he too old for this show? He's not. He's right there. You know, he moves okay for, I mean, what is he, 82, 83, 84? He moves okay. You know, he'll be Biden in a foot race, hands down. That's not even a question. So he moves okay, but the voice is just like he can't even do the, he can't bark out the Shakespeare anymore, the number one. It's just very, number one. I have to pee and I can't seem to get any pee. Philistine Stone, that's not going to work, probably. Very funny.
Somebody said, "Hey, no old shaming."
No old shaming on this channel. I'm definitely older than all y'all. All right, we've got 800 in there. Is that going to do it? Is that going to be the winner?
Yep.
All right. Sorry, we're lagging 814. Jamie Renee Von Teese, you're in. That's very funny. Iron Man 2001. P video flagged.
What? I'll go check.
Our video get flagged.
I'll go check.
All right, here we're drawing. There's Grayson, there's Steve, there's Stuart, there's Sparkly, there's Under Wraps, there's Kevin, there's Doc, there's Wendy, there's Megan, Timmy Allen, Chris Fitch, Jason Seven, Dan, Zero Signal, Martha Ranga, Wiser Photography. The winner is the fat alien. The fat alien.
That's awesome. Come to Discord.
All right, I'm looking at the content page right now, and it doesn't look like we're flagged yet.
No. Showing up on my end.
Who typed that? Who typed that in the chat?
I don't
It's
know,
gone.
They go by really fast.
They go by fast. So I'm, you know what? I've got incognito. All right, the fat alien. We have the fat alien because I'm going to switch to that. Let's see if we got crushed by the algorithm.
We didn't. It's 4 of 10 right now.
4 of 10 is good, but that's yours. I don't know if it's going to show it. This is no one's live. This is incognito. So we got.
I looked on the YouTube side, on just my YouTube channel, and it showed up. So.
Yeah, it looks like we're good. Oh, see, we should have put the Camp Greenwood Greenfoot.
Greenfoot. Yes, I know.
On there.
I noticed it later. So.
All right. Let's turn that off. I'm sick of hearing that guy's voice anyway. Sick of it.
Tell me about it.
Boop. There she goes. All right, let's back to the super chats. BenQ, I answered that. Epidemic Sound. For any creators out there. Brian, No Missing Val, Milner. Another great one, sir, actually mentioned lizard people to my students today. That's funny. So when you tell me stuff like that, Brian, tell me what you did. If you say my wife loves the show, tell me her name. If you say you're watching at work, tell me what you do. And if you say you talk to your students, tell me what you teach and how it went. Especially since you sent them $5. I'll give you the 5 back till I want to know what happened. That's really cool. Ed Roll, we don't really have to eat it. There is another way. What way could that be? Ed, you rub it on you? This is perfect. Look at this. Now it's just us. So we can have a conversation. Now I can tell you the punchlines to the jokes. I can say the words that I'm not allowed to say. Look how peaceful it is. Isn't this nice? Just us. A lot of head shakers down there. Demonic Hordes, $10. And kid's mom went to the store, came back, and there was in the car with her kid, Black-Eyed Kids Do Eat. All right, we'll work on Black-Eyed Kids. I promise, Demonic Hordes, we're going to do it. It's not going to be super soon, especially since you dropped like, I don't know, $50 a week into the till. I might as well string it along another 6 weeks. Can make a few $100 from you. But it's definitely in the list. The problem is there's no physical or video or photograph evidence of it. So it's hard to do a video that's just stories. It's just, here's stories that people said. that things that happened. That's the only issue. Hang on, I want to take a look at the chat. Okay. Scott F, $10, another fantastic episode. Thanks. I only pee in the back of the bowl. It matters. That animation that plays before premieres. What is that from? Sorry, you've answered before. I haven't given the answer, Scott. And someone asks every single week. Someone in the chat knew. Maybe someone in the chat right now knows, but we'll find it. I had to put that on the list too. I'm glad you enjoyed the episode. Thought about putting a little toilet in his bowl, but I didn't want to get too crowded with Dobby in there. Inner Sciences Society 999. What are your thoughts on Toth? Are you planning an episode on him? We kind of just did one, Inner Sciences, unless you just mean it's like an Egyptian specific one. I don't know if that fits for us, because it's kind of just straight history, straight archaeology. I mean, it's an interesting topic. He's a fun god. They're not all fun, but he's one of the fun ones. But I don't know what we would do. But if you have an idea, send it on the tips line. There's a Cheek Clappa 69 giggity $5. Mainly P Hall has great stuff on Toth and the Emerald Tablet. Look it up. Lots of audio of his talks here on YouTube. All right, that's for you guys in the chat. Manly P Hall. Because I can't do a follow-up on it. I already covered it. But if you want to go down the rabbit hole, then Cheek Clappa 69 giggity's got that for you. Daniel Garbin, $20. All right. That'll do. DT.
Cha-ching! I appreciate the tip, human. Time to hit the tables, baby.
It's a lot of vodka in the bowl tonight. DT, $5. What's the strangest thing a viewer has contacted you about? Oh, so many things. But I'm afraid to answer that, DT, because I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings. But like, I have this week's mail that came in to the Y files, and it's just, I don't want to hurt anyone's feelings, but I have gotten some weird things. I mean, these helmets are pretty weird. I don't think I hurt anyone's feelings by wearing that. So I mean, someone made that and paid to ship it to me. And if you want to send us stuff, oops, sorry, I'll be right back. If you want to send us stuff, the address is, I think it's on the about page. So I mean, we've got Wrestling with Jesus by DK Mailer, and there he is, like arm wrestling with Jesus. That sounds like a no-win situation, but Jesus will probably let you win, right? He's cool like that. God add to cart, selecting the best God for you. Yeah, and I get a lot of religious stuff, and I don't know why that is. I'm not really a religious person, as I tell you over and over. Maybe these people are trying to convince me to be a more religious, like take God or Jesus into my heart. I mean, Jesus isn't in there, but he's welcome. I'm not keeping him out. So it's cool if he wants to stop by my heart. This one is Killing for Profit, The Dark Side of Hospice. My goodness. AJ, thank you for helping so many others and myself make sense of our crazy world. Cy Michelle, P.S. Protect Hecklefish at all costs. So Killing for Profit, The Dark Side. If you are afraid of dying and do not want to know the truth, this may not be the book for you. That is not one to read before bed. Now this is a great one. This is Ancient Aliens and JFK, The Race to the Moon, and the Kennedy Assassination. This is from Mike Barra, who a lot of you guys will know from Ancient Aliens. He's been on there. I think he said he has 800 appearances or something on various shows. So Mike sent his book. Loves the channel. You used a clip of me in the Ingo Swan episode. Let's do some JFK. And sent a great note. So it's Mike Barra. And he knows that I'm a JFK conspiracy nut, and he's got some great theories. Oh, there's color photos in that, huh? Color photos. Maybe we'll check this out. Look at Jackie. That's Chanel, right? That pink. That's Chanel. Yeah. Jen's nodding. Oh, there's the JFK, the $1 billion note. I feel like that would be a good episode, but I guess we need more than that. The JFK $1 billion note. Oh, there's the alien spacecraft down there. Can you guys see that? Yeah, you can see that. We covered a few weeks ago. The alien spacecraft on the moon. That was a fun episode. That's another one that I want to believe. John F. Kennedy's grand NASA's plan. I mean, there's a lot of good stuff in there. We need to cover some of that stuff. Thanks, Mike. I don't think he watches this live stream because it's not professional. Why would he watch this? Someone sent a cashier's check for $50 because they don't want to use the YouTube system. Oh, hang on a second. They're both flagging.
People want to know the name of the book, and he's actually been asked to write for us some. So,
Is he going to write for us?
mhm.
The name of the book is Ancient Aliens and JFK: The Race to the Moon and the Kennedy Assassination.
Thank you.
And I'm assuming it's Amazonable. Let me see. Is this note from him? This is no. This is from someone else. They sent a nice letter.
Okay.
We get
Okay,
it.
right.
now.
We get it.
You get it?
We get it.
Everyone settle in. Get your coffee. Story time. Dear AJ.
You're not going to read that whole
No.
letter.
No.
No.
No, don't read it.
You're-
It's only 8 pages.
You're not.
So that one of the books had that letter in it. I thought maybe Mike Barra sent a note, but he didn't. There's something in it. What is that? That was in there.
Oh, I'm saving people's addresses so that we can thank them.
Oh, there's addresses on there.
Yes.
Yeah, everyone who sent something in, we'll give you something nice back.
Yes.
So yeah, so hang on. They don't care about the girls. The girls don't care about this. This is our kind of stuff. I mean, Victoria watches this kind of content, but Jen doesn't watch this. Jen likes to watch pimple poppers and infected toes and landscaping videos. Like if there was a video where someone was landscaping and then cut their toe and it got infected and had pus, that would be her all over it. That's how you know. Like if we put YouTube on the TV, you know right away whose feed is whose, because mine is this. My feed is like yours, right? It's aliens and weird stuff, and some science stuff. Hers, I just walk by and I'm like, oh, I can't even look at some of it. And then she took it up a notch to get even grosser. It's not just human toes. She watches people deal with infected animal hooves. No, and she's down there talking like she wants to talk about this, but I'm leaving her down there. In animal hooves, shaving and cutting. It's nasty. I can't, honestly, and I don't consider myself squeamish, but apparently I am. Like I'll just walk through like this. I can't see it. So just a table of contents on this, because I think you guys will like this. JFK early life and career, JFK and Majestic 12, John F. Kennedy's grand NASA plan, NASA and the parallel secret space program, that's Solar Warden. We have an episode coming up on that. Oswald and the Magic Bullet. You guys know all about that. The Badge Man and the Beast. That's probably the cop who probably did the shooting, who was up there in the grassy knoll. That was eventually killed by Oswald. Remember, he fled the scene and somehow, and he killed a police officer. Somehow he did that in a very short period of time. He didn't do that. So that's the Badge Man of the Beast. The Wink of an Eye. Who Mourns for Apollo? Kubrick's Odyssey. Sorry, so we got some moon conspiracy stuff. Apollo 20 and Beyond the Infinite Epilogue. So Apollo 20 we did a few weeks ago, and that's in the CIA video, which is performing quite nicely. So that's Mike Barr's book. So we're going to set that aside because I'm going to read that. And we've got a dossier here, top secret. So I can't tell you what's in here. Avery Neal sent this in. It's top secret, so I can't show you this. I'm going to show you. You want me to show you. It's like art and stuff. Conspiracies, curiosities, big and small. That's fun. Top secret. It's like it's really nice stuff. Some of it's kind of dark and scary, but it's really nice stuff. So, and a couple of letters and a few things like that. And that's what came in the last couple of weeks. So if you were the people who sent something in, I really appreciate it. It's very nice of you, and we will send you something back. So DT, there were some strange things in that pile. The strangest thing I would say would have to be food. I have been sent food. Now, I'm the guy who won't eat the nuts on the bar.
No.
Because other people at the bar, their nasty fingers were in there wiggling around trying to grab the saltiest nuts. And I'm not going to put my fingers in that.
No.
See? No. So it's nice that you baked me alien face cookies. It really is. But those go right in the garbage. I will still send you something, though, because there's very nice of you, but they go right in the garbage. There's no possible way I'm going to eat that. Steve Yoder, $50.
Yo, boo la la. Yo, fish really needs some money. I need to buy some stuff. Fish really needs some money. YouTube don't pay enough. Fish really needs some money. So click the super chat. Like that.
First, how does it feel to have 5,000 people in chat? Also, where do you think Atlantis was located, or what is it about? Is there 5,000 people in here? Is that what he means? Is that what he means?
Yeah, but there's more now. That was an hour ago.
I mean, it's Steve. It's flattering that there's so many people here. That's really nice. I'm glad that you're here. But the chat is really hard to follow. So Victoria and Jen actually go through the chat and pin comments for me, super chats and other stuff, questions. Because if I just try to watch it live, it's bananas. And the StreamYard platform, it caps at a certain number, so I won't even see them all. But it's cool. Atlantis, I don't think there was an Atlantis, but if there was, it would make sense that it was, just west of the Mediterranean, because to be further than that would be very difficult for that knowledge to get back to ancient Greece. But like I said, I'm open to it. If I would love for someone to find it, to find something somewhere that no one ever looked. If it's Bimini Road, that would be cool. If there's proof of that, the Yonaguni Monument, that's a great, that's possibly could be Atlantis or Mu, but there's just not enough evidence. But those are a couple of good candidates. BHerb 76499. This is definitely the #1 episode of What Files. It whizzed by so fast. You're in my all-time favorites. Thanks, BHerb. I'm glad that it did. I get self-conscious about the longer episodes. I've been trying to keep them around 25 or less. But people watch the longer ones, so it's a balance. And the longer ones, obviously, they're a lot more work. A 40-minute episode is a beast to write and edit. And if you look through the catalog, you'll find some episodes that are like 8 minutes. That's I was having a hard week. That's all that meant. Curtis Hachinas 499. This is the craziest story ever done on this channel. You haven't seen all the videos, Curtis. How much did you and the team laugh building this episode? I thought I was fascinated by it. And like I said in the episode, like the Emerald Tablets of Toth the Atlantean, that was all nonsense that Dorio wrote. That was all nonsense. But everything else is legit. And the Book of Aquarius, if you have the slightest interest at all in tonight's topic, go download that book because it's linked. It's free, and just scan through it. The recipe, the process is only about a chapter or so. The rest of it is all these scientific studies and other alchemical texts going back 1,000 years that whoever wrote this did so much research. It's astounding that he would just put it out there because people would have bought this. I mean, it's just as from a historical perspective, people that are into alchemy or chemistry or maybe, ancient or older medicine would want to read this. It's amazing. So laugh, when I first read that it was urine, that was weird, but it doesn't take long to realize that was a very common ingredient in alchemy. Tifftastic is back for 99. Thanks again for all the great work. You really have something special here. Don't change anything. Well, thanks, Tifftastic. She's been a longtime supporter of the channel. Always nice things to say. Fowrum 4 and Fowrum 20 Canadian. Given the essence is in all bodily fluids and whatnot, do they cover how to process the other sources? Does it have to be your own? All for science, of course. Now, that was like the Bigfoot question. Like, what if you use Bigfoot pee? Now, he was making a joke, but I talked about like, what if it worked with other people's urine? You could have a whole village go in there, and you shave some time and get right to boiling. There is a BBC, some BBC show did an episode on this process with urine, and they worked on it like in a studio lab. And I used a couple of clips from it tonight. And the people, like, they couldn't even, like, one guy was retching, like they couldn't even get through it. It smelled so bad. Can you imagine? So it's just boiling urine. They couldn't do it. It was so funny. So I don't know how you would go through 1,500 gallons, and that's your job. Or, honey, I'm going to work. Sorry about the smell for the next 5 years, but the next 800 are going to be awesome. Oh, hang on. There she is. 4, 5.
Well, back in the time when they were doing this,
Hang on. It's story time.
it's not like there was a lot of indoor plumbing and things. So people were used to these smells about all the time. I can't even imagine what like a middle-aged like castle smelled like. It had to have been horrible because they only bathed, occasionally.
I have a book on my Kindle that people might like. I don't have the name of it handy, but if anyone, if you really want to know, then let me know in the comments. But it's about what life was like in a medieval castle for like regular people. And it talks a lot about this, about the smells, about how everything was cold, everything was wet. Rats were just part of life. Evils and worms in bread and food was just part of it. And no one cared. It wasn't like, oh, there's weevils in my bread. It was like, oh, that's fine. Yeah. Just put some mutton on it, a little mead, a little honey mead. You're fine. I mean, once the honey mead is flowing, everything tastes good.
Well, yeah, they weren't drinking water. They were always drinking mead or wine or beer.
And because the alcohol
killed all that stuff.
Killed all the stuff. It sounds like a joke, but that's why they did it. So it's a very interesting book. There she goes. It's a very interesting book about what life was like for just servants or people who worked there. And look, the worst, poorest person in the United States has a better, cleaner, healthier life than a king, from 1100, 1200. Not talking about homeless and people with issues. I'm just saying you're just a poor person who's broke has a much better and easier and cleaner and healthier life than a king. It's amazing. Chief C99, hey, I love your stuff. Would you like a story to believe the largest canyon and mountain in the solar system, Mars, weren't caused by volcanism or tectonics? It was caused by electricity, and there's proof, and he doesn't say what the proof is. He doesn't say what the proof is. Chef C, you gotta have to send that on the tips line. I'll definitely read that. You know, I'm dubious about the proof because there's always because I get it all the time. There are Bigfoots are real. There is proof. That's the email, but there's no links or attachment. I'm looking for attachments. There's no. So where's the proof? Well, I heard from a guy who had a friend who had a cousin who saw Bigfoot. Woken Slogans, $10. I was still in contact with the author back in 2015. If I recall correctly, he told me he took it down because he was close to completing it. He told me blood plasma is probably the common factor. If talking about the Philosopher's Stone, Woken Slogans, then yes. Yes, alchemists use all kinds of bodily fluids. I didn't specify it in the script because it was gross, but Paracelsus was one of the alchemists, and there was another one too. I forget his name, but used corpses, used decaying bodies because there's life force in there. And how's that taste? Joseph H, $4.99. That was amazing. Thanks. Love to see an episode on voodoo. Hoodoo. Hoodoo's the evil one, right? Voodoo's like the light side of the force, and hoodoo's the dark side. If I'm correct on that, on my voodoo history, that would be cool. If that's something that I wouldn't know. I wouldn't think that a lot of people would be into. Caribbean magic, but people seem to be watching tonight's episode, and it's kind of in the same area. It's magic. So yeah, voodoo is a good idea. You got my juices flowing. Brain is juicy. Robert Prather, longtime supporter of the channel, $10. Excellent episode. Really enough topic matter for a few more episodes. You're killing me, Robert. And I hope to see more in the future. Isn't Hecklefish already immortal? Did he already do this? Thanks for the episode. Hecklefish didn't like the urine stuff at all. He didn't like it. So I don't know if he's immortal, but he's in his 50s. And more episodes. Yeah, this started out as 2 episodes. I combined it because I wasn't really liking it. But now in retrospect, we could easily do 2 separate episodes. Just on the Book of Aquarius, we could do a whole episode about the history of alchemy, all the urine stuff, all the other ingredients they use. We can get into more alchemists. Hey, I didn't know. Now I know. I didn't know. It was too late by the time I realized that it was a good topic. Jarek or Herrick Kramer, $5. What are your thoughts on history that is so long gone we will never know it existed? I mean, talking about the Silurian hypothesis that I talked about earlier, if it's more than 1.5 million years, we would never know. So do I think that there was advanced civilizations there? I don't think so. But again, I can't prove there wasn't. But nobody can prove that there was. But it's a fun theory. Unfortunately or fortunately, we have space. So if there was a really advanced civilization, you would think that there would be something on the moon or an outpost on the moon. Maybe there is, maybe the stuff that's there, if you believe that there's stuff there, which I kind of do. I'm not all skeptic. I think there's weird stuff on the moon. Maybe that's evidence of old civilizations, and that's why it's suppressed. I don't know. That's a theory I can get behind. But advanced civilizations would have things in orbit, I would think. Now, those orbits could decay after such a long time. That's a fair rebuttal. But the moon, everything stays on the moon. And I feel like there's stuff up there. And is there proof? That's like the thing with the Mars. He says there's proof, which I want to see, that the mountains were made of electricity and not volcanism. That could be interesting. I forget. I need to look it up. It's Olympus Mons is way bigger than Mount Everest, if I recall. Like huge. One of the tallest mountains in the solar system, I think. I should have prepared better for the episode. So, Jarek, that's the moon. I think is our only shot to know. and they, whoever they are not going to tell us. This person starts with an N. $20 Canadian. Would you go further down the Toth rabbit hole right now, or you mean just in general? It's not that rabbity of a hole. I mean, you could find weird stuff, and if you go into the theosophy, then you'll find a lot of weird fake stuff. But Toth was a real Egyptian god. He's one of the oldest Egyptian gods. He was the god of all that stuff, mostly reading, writing, arithmetic, mathematics, that stuff. So it was important. And remember with the flood myths, so every culture has the flood myth, right? And I think we all agree that it's Younger Dryas. But also part of those myths, which is not really talked about that much because it's not as exciting. The destruction of the flood is exciting, not so much the after. But a very common theme in those myths is after the flood and the waters recede, there is a teacher-like figure. Some cultures call it a god. Some think it's Anunnaki. This like Promethean figure, Greeks would have Prometheus, who comes after the flood and teaches civilization, teaches people, the survivors, about civilization, about how to structure civilization. So that was Toth, as he comes to Greece and he brings with him reading and writing. So then the next question is, well, where did he learn it from? Well, if you believe that there was civilizations here before the Younger Dryas, then he learned it from whoever was there. And that makes sense to me, that the floods wipe out all these people, but they wouldn't wipe out everybody. And then if there were advanced beings, whoever they would be, humans or whatever you think they are, you would almost have a duty to go and reseed mankind with civilization and bring writing and bring arithmetic. And I can't say there's evidence of that, but it does make sense that suddenly you've got the Sumerians and the Phoenicians, and it's just like, boom, suddenly they go from goat herding to the Hammurabi Code quickly. People argue, well, 1,000 years isn't quickly. I would counter that and say, sure it is. Sure, if modern man has been here for 1.5 million years, 1,000 years to go from that to this, that's not that long. And look at how quickly we're moving. Even before the transistor and before the computer, how quickly things moved after the Industrial Revolution in the 19th century. So sure, I think that you'd have a duty to do that. Eric Bishop 999. We need a "and there she goes" shirt, possibly. Love merchandise. That is a part of an inside joke with the show. Should we do it? "And there she goes"?
Sure.
All right. Always pithy. Actually, Jen's rarely pithy. It's Victoria's the pithy one. You're more loquacious.
I can be loquacious. That is true.
Well, do you enjoy a conversation or not?
Always. I always enjoy a conversation.
Isn't she lovely? Zeb Francis, $5. Great show, great humor. Giveaway word suggestion. Let it snow. Oh, let it snow. LOLJ, Mrs. Files, Brother Files, and V Files. Hearts, smiley faces. V Files, Vi Files. I like that. I don't know if Let It Snow would work. I'm a little gun shy on the algorithm. But maybe we'll try it. If Jen steps away, we'll try it. Peter, thank you for the super sticker. I can't pronounce it. There's no vowels. And my language requires vowels. Tom, unlike the ancient Egyptians, remember they didn't have vowels. Or the ancient Hebrews. Tom Mezak, thank you for the $9.99. A lot of history lessons tonight. Tech Prime Media is back for $5. I do recommend reading the Hermetica if you're into philosophy and esoteric knowledge. I read it in school. I mean, some of it. Hermetica there's a few books of the Hermetica. I've read some of them in school and studied Hermeticism. Dean Graham 99, Bohemian Grove story, maybe. That would be a good one. Bohemian Grove is a context warning on YouTube, but I don't know if it's a suppressed video. I would assume that it is. But I looked into Bohemian Grove. I watched Alex Jones's videos on it. There's not a lot there that can be proven. It's all hearsay. When reporters, and I forget who the journalists were, they were going to write like an expose on Bohemian Grove. So they did like the journalists do, like, oh, I'm writing this expose on you. You have 3 hours to give me comment or before I go to press, whatever. Bohemian Grove said, everything you're writing about, that's false. And just come on over and we'll show you. Well, when? Now, just come over and we'll show you. And it's just, a lot of it can be explained. So I could tell the story about the human sacrifices, which are alleged to have happened there. But I can also explain that they're not human, like that it's an effigy and the reason that they do burn it. If that's interesting. But we could certainly touch on the stuff that we know happened, when there's wealthy men drinking and doing drugs for a week, there's going to be salacious behavior and there's going to be working girls and boys and all of that. And we know that happened. But YouTube doesn't want me to do that video. Everything's fake except the prostitutes. I mean, I can't do that. I can't do that. But Dean, if you let me know. Jay dive buoy for $20.
There you go. Guppy needs a new pair of shoes.
Please send a shout out to Fletcher 8 and Potter 10. Oh, that's the ages. I thought there's the name, because I read a lot of user names here. But it's Fletcher, he's 8, Potter's 10. You're huge fans of the channel and truly appreciate all your hard work and super positive vibe. Hi, Fletcher. Hi, Potter. Thanks for watching. Thanks for the $20, J Dive Buoy. No, Urban, you're not up next. Stand by. Dustin King, 1999. I heard the Men in Black figured out the Philosopher's Stone. One day I'll get my Men in Black episode. Any update on Who Files? I still want that Billy Kid, brushy Bill Roberts episode. The Who Files is going to take a while, Dustin. That's just the idea at this point. The What Files comes next. And that's going to be true crime. After that, I don't know. I'd like to do the How Files after that, but it's a lot of work to launch the channels. But I hope you'll be watching. My urban exploration for 5 Australian Bond Emerald Tablet related question. What do you know about the Australian Prime Minister Harold Holt that vanished off a beach in the state of Victoria? I don't know anything about it. But it's because I'm American and we're very American centric here. We don't believe anyone exists outside of this country, but I'm interested in that. If you have some details or some research, send it to the tips line. I'll look into it. Lauren Huff, $4.99. Tall Whites, Charles Hall thoughts. I can't find anything on it. Just one of your opinion. I don't know. This that's on the list.
We have this one on the list about Charles Hall and the Tall Whites.
Charles Hall and the Tall Whites. There's a movie, Apple TV. Watch Welcome to the Tall Whites. Welcome to the Tall Rotten Tomatoes. I'm just getting. Charles Hall is a retired military weatherman who worked at Area 51 from 65 to 67. He reveals shocking experience. This should be on the list.
It is on the list.
All right.
It's on the one I sent you yesterday.
It's on the list she sent yesterday. But that sounds like a good one, Lauren. We're gonna get right on that. I mean, and I don't mean that like with the demonic hordes. When I say we're gonna do Black Eyed People, we'll do that eventually, Black Eyed People someday. But Area 51 Weatherman, we're on that. That's good stuff. Hey, Alien's good for clicks. I gotta be honest. It's just us. We gotta clicks. Phantom Labrat, $10. The burning of the Library of Alexandria is very interesting. Lots of lost wisdom. Certainly was. There's research. I don't know how much I agree with it, but there's fairly recent research that says that it wasn't burned maliciously, but actually burned intentionally because of budget cuts. I swear I'm not making it up. And yeah, that they just didn't have the money to maintain all of the scrolls and stuff. So they just got rid of a bunch of it. Because what are you going to do with it? Dumpster. What are you going to do with it? And either way, that's a shame. But I got a whole warehouse full of garbage here. I got to get rid of, and it's a lot of good stuff, but I can't maintain it anymore. It's too much. Okay, if you want to start a low budget studio, let me know. You got free stuff. Popular opinion, $5. Oh, look at the avatar. There, and is he leaning in? I feel like he's judging me. Oh, I'm the fake Mr. Ballin. I won't use that account anymore. I had my fun. But if you can't do HARP, then how about doing a video on anonymous? You can't do anonymous. You can't do anonymous. That YouTube will block that. Bless you.
Thank you.
I tell you, I could see what's going on down there. So worked up a little sneeze. Hey, fake Mr. Ballin, you could be fake Mr. Ballin. I don't mind that. When you were fake Mr. Ballin last week, a lot of people were saying, hey, I love your channel. They were giving you topic ideas. And we don't want to do that to the folks. But, I don't mind that. So anonymous, that's a tough one to do. Tom D, where's Mr. Naughty? That's a good question. There's Mr. Naughty. You're doing hard for Mr. Naughty? There she goes. Okay. There's Mr. Naughty. I think we have Mr. I just saw she's gone, but what I just saw legs running. She's running. So I'll just leave her up there. We'll gotta find out what she's running toward. I mean, because the door, you see the door is there. That's the front door of the house. So as no one's at the door, she's running to the kitchen. Maybe. Oh, she was grabbing the mug because she saw Mr. Naughty. So the mug is the Illuminati mug. I guess it's the Illuminati mug.
Hey, let's chill for the merch. Buy our stuff. Buy our stuff.
All right. Hang on, little buddy. So we
It's
have
not up there yet
Oh,
because I wanted to see how it printed out, but it's another big one.
wow. You could fist that mug.
With
But
both fists.
you don't count because I know she's got two fists in there, but she's got tiny little skeletal hands that are not really even human size. They're teeny tiny. But what's funny is your sister has the little raccoon mitts.
She has tiny little mitts.
They're pudgy raccoon mitts. And she's self-conscious about those, but look, men like a woman with small hands.
Okay.
Blackbeard, thank you for $10. Have you seen there's a place of Africa that is breaking off? That's just me ripping them a new one. Very good. Nicely done. Nicely done, Blackbeard. 712 Colgate $4.99. Good evening, Mr. Waffles. Good evening. Love your content presentation. Would pay $30 a month for more. Wow, that's very nice of you. I don't have the gas in the tank, but it's nice of you to say that. Hopefully that's changing soon. Get some help in here. Erin Lutz, looks like some ham tags for $10 Canadian. Hey, Jay, in the background on the board, you have QSL cards, a picture of W6, AMSAC cards or stickers. Do you have a license? I don't have my license yet, Erin. I just haven't had time to do it. But it's been on the short list is to ham up. But thanks, man. 7-3. Louis 2X, $10. Well, you did it to me this time. I'm both running to and away from that Google hole. Really great episode, and Hecklefish was on fire tonight. I'm thinking 2 million subs before summer, eh? Oh, that's a tall order. 2 million? What?
Somebody said I had Wendigo hands.
They think you're like a window. Yeah. All right, Wendigo hands. There we go. Joke of the night. Skid marks for 420. Oh my god, we need Hecklefish bowls. Love the channel. All right. I mean, I guess we could do paraphernalia. Remember, there's kids watching. That's only for smoking herbs. That's all that goes in there. Stratos for $5. Love the channel. Always found Atlantis fascinating. Me too. I'd recommend looking into Planet X. I see a connection. Might be just me. I don't know if there's a connection to Planet X, but we are going to do that one because it's a very interesting story. And I haven't mined Zechariah Hitchens' work for content yet, and I really should. So there's some great stuff in that. Planet X, Nibiru, the Lost Planets, all that stuff would be perfect for the Y-Files. And if Cleves is back, it'll be in the USA in September. I'll sure to get some merchandise. I don't think you ship them to the Philippines, so I'll wait until then. No, we don't ship to the Philippines. We used to ship everywhere. We shipped everywhere, but it was too expensive. I think that's, I could be wrong. So I don't want them to sue me, but I think that's how Printify makes their money, or makes a lot of their money, is through shipping. So we were sending stuff just to like England, and it was a $20 shirt was $60, $70 for shipping. So I just turned it off because it's just a bad look. Even if I don't get any of that money, it's just a bad look. Like, dude, the shirt is cheap, but you're hitting me for the shipping. But that's not us. That's not our cost. So the Philippines was anything over the Japan was just the best we can do was a shipper in Czechoslovakia to go to Japan. And it just wasn't worth it. But if you're going to be in the USA, oh, hang on. I've got a question from the Wendigo lady.
Couple things. So people were asking me why we don't have like what you have right now in your hand, branded for Y-Files, like a travel mug or something.
Because
The
they're crappy.
cheapest- Well, it's not even that. I found a good one, and we could sell it for $20, but they wanted like $20 just for shipping, even in the US. And I'm like, I'm not going to do that to people. That's
No.
crazy. So
No, even
I-
though we don't get that money, it's just a bad look.
yeah. So I think you should do another drawing.
Another drawing.
And then at 8:30, I'm going to do last call on the super chats.
Oh, hang on. I'm on the wrong tab here. Oh, Charles Hall, Tall Whites. Yeah, got to remember that. Got to file that away. And there's documentaries and stuff on it, which is that's great. That's a big help to have.
And
you know.
people want you to do Wendigo hands as the word.
Wendigo hands. I think that's right. Right.
Yes.
Wendigo hands. So here's how it works. You type this Wendigo hands, one word, just how you see it. Just type that in the chat. That's the only thing that you type. You're automatically entered into a drawing for a $50 gift card. And then when you win, the winner has to do something with Victoria.
Please come to Discord and put in a help desk ticket, and I'll take care of you from there.
And you win a $50 gift card to the Y-Files store. Hey, whoever keeps saying that celebrities have died in the chat, please stop doing that. Nobody's
Celebrities
died tonight.
Nobody's died tonight.
Quit doing it. I don't have to block you. It just means it's
Just-
making people go, what? Who? And they go look stuff up.
Well, of course, because now I want to ask, but I don't want to ask.
Right.
All right, Wendigo hands. There's 428 entries, but we are in a little bit of a lag. Wendigo hands, one word. Wendigo hands. Just type that in. Let me see what's going on in the chat. Everyone's typing it right.
Mm-hmm.
Brian Bronner says it's too much work. That's fair. That's a fair comment. Wendigo hand. Yeah, Moxie's got it. Tom looks good. Anthony Monet, Matthew Quillen, Brian Kreisel, Blake Laverne. Kevin Clover writing dough in heat urine. That won't win, but it's funny. Roger Wilco says R.I.P. Joe Rogan. That's not true. And
He's gone.
oh, that's it. Sorry, Roger Wilco.
I just
Sorry.
said don't do it. Like,
I mean,
you're just
don't
gonna
do
do
it.
it right after I say don't do it.
He said
My
don't do
Wendigo
it.
hands are going to just send you right out of the chat.
And what's a shame is you're out of the chat forever. Like it's blocks are forever. You know, kind of like marriages.
Somebody said, I heard that. Somebody said Wendigo hands is the new jazz hands.
Wandago Nards will not be a winner,
No.
but Nards is funny. When to go hands, that's not going to work. The chat is kind of bananas.
Mhm.
We have almost 9,400 here.
Oh, AJ called
Holy
me.
moly.
I think that's a record.
What?
We've got
700?
9,400 people in the chat.
Oh, hey! As soon as you said that, I picked my nose. So that's look. I don't take it that seriously, as you can tell, because this is not a professional outfit.
Well,
What?
I mean, you've been sitting on this stream for 2 hours. You start to, your brain kind of starts to ignore the fact that you're sitting on camera in front of all these people. You're just sitting there talking.
I'm just sitting here talking.
Yes, somebody said the secret to a happy marriage is when to go hands. Yeah.
Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Are we ready to draw?
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
There's Brandon, there's Buddy, there's Teresa, there's Laura, there's Stan, Tony B, Sire Lord, Jason, Jeff, Mattis, Galia, Karen Koch, Stack Money. Winner's JT.
Woo!
Winner is JT. Wins a $50 gift card to the Wi-Fi store where you can buy yourself a Fear the Crab Cat mug. They're not that expensive. Look, I know a lot of creators will charge you, $30 for that. We don't do that. Keep the prices low. There's a Hecklefish for President mug, which you can fist. And there's also a mug on there that says you can fist this mug.
And this will be up tomorrow. The
That's-
Illuminati mug.
That's the Mr. Naughty mug. That's the Illuminati. That's going up there tomorrow. There's the cartoon, of the fellas. That's on there. There's a lot of fun stuff.
Somebody just said he tells his wife she has little carny hands, so don't feel bad.
Hecklefish is my spirit animal.
Oh, there's a spirit animal. That's a nice mug.
Okay, so yes, so we're gonna put up the last call for super chat banner because you're on.
It looks like Victoria can go at least another hour or two.
Woo!
Well, we're going to be. You still have 148 chats to get through. So,
All right.
Cynical
go ahead.
Buddha, just then go somewhere and watch a different podcast.
Is Cynical Buddha have words?
He just said you need interesting people to talk to on the podcast that you and the talking fish ain't going to do it.
Cool.
Yep.
It's all good. Haters welcome. Look, when the subs
Okay.
go up, so do the haters. It's just part of it.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll continue to take super chats till 8:35. That's 7 minutes from now. And then we are going to read.
You pretty much get the idea what she's going to say there. She's not going to. It's going to take an hour to tell you. Super chats cut off 7 minutes. Jesus is here, 1999. Wow,
I like big tips and I cannot lie. You other fish can't deny.
he said
He needs-
tips.
He needs to pronounce his plosive P's a little bit stronger.
I noticed that too. That was. I mean, he doesn't mind. He's big. He likes big everything. I hope you'll take me up on my offer to come down with your wife to the land of the fallen, LA, California, on me for a weekend. I'll be in Israel next week with John Kahn for a bit. We can all learn a lot from one another. That's very nice of you to say. Jesus. We spent about 20 years in LA. We're familiar with the land of the fallen, for sure. Stephen Kenny, 20 Canadian. Being as deep as the topic is, you pulled it off. Thanks. Kudos, and by far, I think the most entertaining video you've done. 10 out of 10. That's really nice to hear, Stephen, because I wasn't sure. I was happy with it when it was done, but I didn't know if I was happy because I hated it before. So it was just kind of a relief. But it was a hard one to get going. I mean, it was a really hard episode this week. I thought I was going to be late again, but managed to finish it by yesterday and get it up yesterday evening. So thanks, Steven. I appreciate the support. Kayla Gianpaolo for $5. Our family watches every week, and we thank you for all the great work. Oh, sorry about that. Hang on, we've got the producers get excited with the clicks. Kayla Giampaolo for $5. Our family. Oh, I already read that part. We greatly appreciate a quick hi to my husband Alan. If you could, hi Alan. Alan Giampaolo. Hi Alan. I appreciate your support. I mean, she's supporting. Did you give her permission to support? Does she need permission? I don't know what their marriage is like. Does Kayla need permission from Alan to support the channel?
No. Why would
Don't-
she? Why?
Because
I
they
don't
may
even
have-
know where you got that from her chat.
Because they may have a situation like us where you need permission to spend money. Oh, she just cackled. She cackled. It's very dismissive cackle, wasn't it? How dare she? How dare you? There's BTRD with no vowels again for those. I cannot wait for my Waffle House merch to come in the mail. Just dropped off some love. Well, thanks, man. Yeah, clean nostrils as always. It's important to keep those clean. Never know if you're going to be on a live stream with 10,000 people. Jerry Coomberry, $5 Canadian. Have you ever looked into the Boer Prophet Signer von Rensburg? Judging by my pronunciation, no. But if you send that through the tips line, I'll definitely check that out. I like prophets because, well, there are none. So they make good videos because they're fun. Prophets are always fun because there are none. Now I'm trying through the super chat.
I don't know what's going on.
I don't know if her cat's walking across the keyboard.
Totally throw Victoria under the bus.
She's dropped her fidget spinner on the machine. Fair Player 11, thank you for the $10. I appreciate the support. Support means a lot. This is how we keep the channel going is through your support. Wretched Bob, $5. Back to the moon for a sec. Why are the orbit and rotation are exactly the same? There's no good answer, but the hollow moon theory may. It's a good question, Bob. That the moon is tidally locked perfectly. And what makes it especially strange is the moon is, I mean, it's in orbit, right? But the center of gravity for the Earth-Moon system is in the Earth itself. So there's a lot of there's a lot of mechanics involved there that are very hard to explain. I mean, I'm sure an astrophysicist or could explain it, but I don't know if I believe it. It's a little too perfect because there are no other moons that have this kind of relationship with their planets than this one. I mean, this is technically a binary planet system that we're in. There are no planets that have giant moons so close, tidally locked. We haven't found any in any solar system, not just ours, anywhere. Thank you for the super sticker. Without the vowels, I can't even say it, but you know who you are. I think that's a picture of a griffin. So, like griffin. Uh-oh.
What?
Michael Green for $10. Thank you, Michael. I appreciate the support. Sun X Kiss 49. I would love to see a video on Bob Lazar. Love your channel. Watched all your videos in a matter of 2 days. When I first found you, 2 days. That's a lot of binge. I'd be so sick of my voice. I can't even watch the videos. Bob Lazar, I'm reluctant to do because he's been covered so much. And what can I bring to the story that Rogan didn't pull out of him for hours, or that hasn't been covered in the last 30 years? So that's the challenge with someone like Bob Lazar, someone who's so famous with such a well-known story. But I'm not against it. If I could, I mean, there are some cool nuggets. I don't know if he got into them with Rogan, but the time where I think it was the FBI, I think they raided Bob Lazar's house and wasn't he charged with like facilitating a prostitution ring or something like that? Look, that's a guess. If his lawyer's watching, I thought I heard that or read that. It's a guess. It's alleged. I'm not saying it's a fact. Joshua Bishop, thanks for the $2. I got my Hecklefish shirt in today. Awesome. Make sure you send in a picture to the Wi-Files in the wild. You got to see these. Hang on. Just give me a second. So impatient. Are they? Yeah. Okay. So if you buy something from the store, send it into the you go to the wifiles.com and click the Wi-Files in the wild. And you could send in the picture and we'll put it up on the website. And you're at the end of all the videos, which is cool. I mean, that's cool that you're up there. But I mean, from my seat, it's really heartwarming to see these. To see fathers and daughters hanging out with Hecklefish shirts on, to see people having tinfoil hat parties, to see people just having a great time with the merch. And I told you the merch, it's not expensive. And I'm not doing a bit. I'm not trying to sell you on it. I'm saying I'm being sincere that I have resisted every suggestion to increase the prices on the merch. So I don't make a lot of money on it, and that's fine. I would rather sell more merch and have people out there wearing the stuff, promoting the channel, but also, running into each other on the street, knowing that you're one of us. I mean, look, I can't even take some of them. That's someone put the sticker on with their own Hecklefish. That's hilarious. All right, I'll get caught up in these for a long time. So let me get rid of that. But yeah, so if you buy some merch, make sure you send in a picture. Oh, I have to show you this. We even have that up there. Of course, you had to have it. I know you want that to be on a mug, but I don't want my face on stuff.
I love that so much.
I know it's funny, but I just don't want my stupid face on merch. That's obnoxious.
But this is fantastic. This is not you going, hey. This is fantastic. So
all right, well, I don't think we're gonna do it, but we can have a discussion about it.
Yeah,
Maybe it'll
have a
be
discussion about it.
There she goes. Maybe it'll be a Patreon only or something. I don't like the idea of my face on stuff. Where were we? We got Joshua got his Hecklefish shirt. That's great. David's here. David 060383. I don't know. Phone number. $5. Your videos are awesome. Jokes or not. Do you have a channel on Nebula? Could be a great way to get those videos out that YouTube doesn't like. I don't think Nebula would like them either, judging by their slant. But Nebula is kind of, I can't send stuff into Nebula. Nebula is part of Standard TV's sort of network. Nebula is a content creator owned platform. So they would have to invite me to participate to do that, which they haven't done. And that's fine. My feelings are not hurt. Garrick Duval for $5. Support the Wi-Files or you're in big trouble. Nicely done. Very nicely done.
Hey, pretty smart for a human.
He likes it. All right. The Griffin is here. This is Borland, and this is my office account. I draft construction plans for the gas and electric industry. Now there were some specifics. That's helpful. That's nice. Thanks, Borland. Because I'm sure you've got 3 or 4 more supers coming up. I'm going to try to remember Borland, but it's going to be hard to do. Borland, how do I remember it? That was an early Mac OS release, wasn't it? Was it OS 7.6? Was that Borland? One of the nerds will know. Was that the Borland release?
Yes, it was. 7.7 actually. It's actually 7.63. Somebody said Gendigo hands. That made me laugh.
Gendigo hands. Borland, I can't. Gendigo hands. There's very funny. There'd be a shirt in there somewhere. Rick Roberts, $5. I was so hoping you were going to call him out. Billy Carson, the biggest Emerald tablet fraud charlatan. I watched a couple of Billy Carson's videos as part of the research for the episode, specifically like on Gaia was where one of those. Remember, I will make fun and tease Gaia for hosting a lot of wacky stuff like Billy's. No offense. He can believe what he can believe. Whatever he wants to believe is cool. So I will tease them, but I pay for Gaia because there's also a lot of cool stuff on there. But you got to find it. man, George Norrie will talk to anybody, won't he? I think Norrie interviewed Billy Carson. So Carson, for you guys who don't know, he supports the Thoth, the Atlantean, the whole thing that Thoth came from Atlantis and gave the Egyptians, like everything that was in Doriel's books. He believes that stuff, and he believes that the Emerald Tablets are, I think he said they were in a chamber under the Great Pyramid, that's fair. Ground penetrating radar has shown that there are chambers down under the Sphinx, where Nefertiti could be, and under the Great Pyramid. I don't know if they found more chambers. No, actually, they did. Now that I think of it, they did. So he says that Emerald Tablet or tablets are there. It's just one of those things. Like how? I mean, he's so confident about it, but it gets back to, how do you know though? It's just faith. And look, if he said, man, it's just faith, I would say, cool. It's okay to believe in something just to believe it, just to have faith. There are worse things to believe than in Atlantis and the god and Thoth. So if it's just faith, that's fine. Me, I want proof. So if eventually they excavate a chamber down there and green stones come out, then I will say, Billy, I'm sorry that I doubted you. There they are. Now, can you point me to Atlantis? Let's 2 birds. 2 birds with 1 emerald stone. See what I did there? PC for $20. Using double quotes does wonders. The Y-Files Arizona Triangle. There you go. That's how you find the video. But YouTube doesn't promote that one. So that's how it gets views, is someone has to type in that. And it comes up, it came up in the Patreon stream today. By the way, if you join Patreon, which is a great way to support the channel, it's as little as $3 a month. It's only $3 a month. It can go higher. You get all kinds of perks and benefits for the layman. And one of those is, before we do the live premieres on Thursday evenings, we do a Patreon only Q&A. And it's not like this with thousands of people. Today was like 30 of us. So you could just ask questions, hang out, go on video. It's cool. For $3 a month. And then soon, it's just a matter of getting in time, is for the higher levels of Patreon, we'll do another live stream Q&A just for them, which will be even fewer of us. Less of us, fewer of us. So it's a great way we can get intimate. She didn't like that, but that's the word. I didn't say that we're going to tongue kiss. Just said intimate. Drift 318 for $20. Thank you for the
Chickity, chickity, ching.
Hey, love your videos. They keep me entertained while I'm at work. I'm a government IT contractor. My job is unrelated to your videos, I promise. I'm not worried, Drift. It's all good. And look, I spent almost 20 years as a government contractor. I hear you. It's the guys on the ground like us. We're not the trouble. It's, our bosses. Canna Queen says Rumble. Yeah. So the Wi-Fi is on Rumble, and I'm in a conversation with the brass at Rumble to do something. I was supposed to live stream this over there as well, and I just didn't get to it. I saw them in my email last minute. So probably next week. And look, I like Rumble. I like the all tech platforms. I like Odyssey. BitChute is great for crazy conspiracy videos. So Rumble is a good place to put stuff that YouTube doesn't like. The problem is there isn't anybody over there yet. So hopefully that'll change. Russell Brand is doing an exclusive deal over there. He's getting zillions of views on his videos, and I think he's doing live streams over there. And Crowder's over there getting his live streams over there are bananas. And I think he just signed an exclusive deal with them. We'll see how that works out. Pine Away for $10. Seeing that you love the stories, the Apocryphon of John and the Gospel of Thomas from the Nag Hammadi Library would be wonderful. There's a lot of tough words in there that you're gonna have to put in the tips line for me to get to. But I appreciate the suggestion and the support. There's Bing Q for $10.
That's what I'm talking about.
Question: how can you oppose censorship of misinformation and government brainwashing / mind control when spread of misinformation is part of brainwashing and mind control? It's a great question. It's a great question. I mean, not everyone's into it, but if you're into this censorship and all that, check out Matt Taibbi's release today. It's not, I don't care what side of the aisle you're on. It's not a good look for anyone. What went on with Twitter? Not a good look. Aunt Lynn online, $5. I was dead for 3.5 minutes at the end of chemo. Oh my goodness. Once you've had an NDE, the things people do look 100% ridiculous. There really is only one of us here. That's something that a lot of people say, is when they had that near-death experience, they kind of go back to the oneness of the universe. And I wasn't demeaning theosophy or that. I don't like the cults. I don't like the cults. Now, Madame Blavatsky, she may be legit. I don't think she is, because she made money. I don't like people who make money. So Doriel, that was a cult. And I forget the Mount Shasta guy. It'll come to me. They all sprung up around Los Angeles for some reason. It's the home of the cults. I don't like cults because they take advantage of people's weaknesses, people that feel lost or alone. They don't belong. They want something to believe in, something to give their lives meaning, and they're vulnerable. And cult leaders take advantage of that. I mean, I showed you in the video tonight. I don't know how long it was on the screen for, but Maurice Doriel images. I'll find what I'm thinking about. Hang on, that one's pretty good. I want you to see. I want you to see. This is close. I don't know if you could see that, but he's on a throne. He sits at the front. It's one thing to have a church and you know they're standing at the podium, but after he does his sermons or whatever you call it, he sits on a throne with with like a pope hat. Maybe it's under throne. Yeah, there he is. Look at that. So I have a problem with that, because that's vulnerable people being taken advantage of. He didn't have any training in theosophy. He didn't have any training in theology. He had no training in everything. Remember, he was driving a cab. He worked as a salesman. And then he started writing these books about UFOs and reincarnation and all this stuff, all this lizard people he wrote about. And a lot of it he stole from science fiction writers. And that's proven. I'm not like guessing that, it sounds a lot like it. It just flew by in the episode tonight. But there is an article online, I think I linked it below, that has passages of his work and the Necronomicon by Lovecraft side by side. It's the same words. He didn't even bother switching things around for the most part. So that's someone taking advantage. Now, that said, there are a lot of people on YouTube that believe in a lot of the things that he was talking about, how everyone is part of one and the oneness of the universe. And that was one of the core principles of the brotherhood, whatever his Brotherhood of the White Temple, I think it was, is everything is to the one. It annoys me because a lot of those ideas are good. And a lot of people believe in them. A lot of those ideas are good, but then he takes advantage of those people and get you to buy his stuff and make money. Remember, his wife called him out as a fraud on stage in front of lots and lots of people. So, Aunt Lynn online, I believe you, and I believe in what you're saying. As someone who's explored his consciousness on occasion, I believe that everything goes back to the source. Red Pill Rossi, $5. Hey, just saw your vid recently. Made a video about Thoth. You're one of my biggest inspirations on YouTube, by the way. All right, Red Pill Rossi, get out there and get after it. Fireside Films for $20.
Thank you for that tip. Now I can finally join C Harmony and meet the future ex-Mrs. Moriarty.
No, that's bad news. From Mystic, Connecticut. Been there many times. Have you done anything with Lyme disease originating from Plum Island? Plum Island is something that's kind of on my list because I'm from that area as well. So I'm interested in it. I thought I remember there being a YouTube issue with Plum Island, but I'm not sure. I guess we could check. I mean, the throne. If you go to a meeting and they're talking about the oneness and everything, and it ends up there's a dude on a throne with that hat asking for money. Come on, man. Come on, man. YouTube, Plum Island. I just want to see if there's a context warning. Look, oh, that's an ad. It's like, why is this an exotic spicy hideaway? Okay, so the first thing I get is the disturbing history of Plum Island. So that's a good sign. It's just a couple of seconds. You gotta give the guy a couple of bucks. All right, so what I'm looking for is down here. I'm looking for a context warning. I don't see one. So that's a good sign. So Plum Island background, biological warfare, Montauk Monster. I covered that one. That wasn't real either, but the pictures are cool. So that's in our Montauk Project video if you want to check that out. Future Plum Island. Oh, so not only is this a good topic, but that's the first video I'll go to. That's good stuff. As far as Lyme disease, I would have to look into that a little bit more. I have heard that theory that it originated there. I have heard that theory. So we shall check. But thanks for the support, Fireside Films. Cool logo. Stu EP499, please check out the Travis Walton abduction since they made a movie about it, which is actually pretty good. We must restore our republic, by the way.
I think that movie was called Fire in the Sky. It was an older movie. It's a fiction-ish movie, kind of based on what happened here.
Yeah, he's on my list. But I thought there was a problem with his story. Oh, he was on Rogan not too long ago. So that's helpful. All right, I'll look at that. We'll put that on the list.
Okay. He might be on the list, actually. But
I think he is. I think he is. Thanks to EP. That's a good one. Good topic. Awakened Journey Media. $5. Thursday nights are like the old must-see TV. Look forward to your videos. Thanks for being a positive force in this world. Must-see TV, that was Thursday nights on NBC, wasn't it? We had Cheers and The Cosby Show. Right? What else was on Thursday night? Growing Pains was ABC, I think, right? We had The Cosby Show, Cheers, Thursday night, NBC, must-see TV. Thank you for that helpful contribution. There she goes. Brutally Honest Frank, thank you for the $20.
Booyah! That's the stuff.
Help! How do you source so many photos and videos without copyright violations? My wife just started a new YouTube channel and doesn't want to get sued. We love your videos. Oh, that's a pretty good topic for content creators looking to do it. So a couple of things I do. A lot of my footage comes from places like Storyblocks, Free Pick, Artlist, ArtGrid. So I have memberships there. So they're paid for, so I can use that stuff whenever. It's not super expensive. It's not cheap, but it's not expensive. A lot of videos come from the archive sites, like not archive.org, like the National Archive media sites, because most of that stuff is copyright free. So it's just public domain, especially the older videos. You can just use them. As far as like other videos, like I think I used, I think I used this tonight. You see that it's the Getty image that's watermarked. So you can't use that, right? That's licensed. They own that picture. Well, a couple of things. They own a copy of it, but this picture is in the public domain. But that being said, this picture was used as part of a documentary type work offering commentary and education on the subject, because that's what I did. So you can use that stuff. It's called fair use. Now, that said, it's a weird law. No one really knows completely how it works. So the way I keep the clips short, so it's obviously fair use. Now, that being said, I have had videos get dinged where I just use too much of it, like the Sergey Ponomarenko video that got dinged for copyright violation because I just let their video run too long. So they said, oh, it's too long. Now that's a long story about that. I took the video down, I re-uploaded it, they hit me again. It's a long story, and maybe be a fun video for backstage, because I don't think it was fair what they did. And now the company that claims to own the video, they get all the revenue from it. So maybe I'll do a backstage, brutally honest Frank, and I'll go into that a little bit more. And if you go to the main video today, there's a backstage link down below. I'm due to post there soon anyway. It'd be a good topic to talk about. But anyway, that's how I do that stuff. Just keep it short and make sure you're doing commentary. You have to create a new work. So like if I just took like his book, for example, and just kind of scrolled through the pages, that's not a new work. That's just me showing or reading his book. You can't do that. But I can show his book and make comments on it. So like when I was talking about reaction videos earlier, how it's weird and kind of cool to see people doing a reaction to my video. They are just watching the whole video. So as far as copyright's concerned, that's normally like if you were Universal Pictures or a big movie studio, you would get in trouble for that because they would argue that someone can watch the reaction video in lieu of watching the original work. So that would be a violation because they made that. So they want you to watch theirs, not this guy. YouTube's a little different. And because his face is in the corner, like the reaction videos, if they've got their face in the corner, they pause it from time to time and offer and interject commentary. That falls under fair use. Now, I could probably make a claim against him. I wouldn't do that. I think it's awesome. But that's a lot of what copyright is also on YouTube. Like Joe Rogan, for example, I don't know if he has new people now or whatever, but historically would not claim copyright, would not do copyright claims. First of all, he doesn't care about the money, obviously, but he liked people just using his stuff. And that makes a lot of sense to me. So I'm not set up to show you now, but I can show you, YouTube tells me how many people on the platform are using my content in their videos and what percentage of their videos is my content. And there's plenty that it just says 100% Wi-Fi's video. So I have the opportunity to copyright claim them and have them taken down. But they're all small channels. A lot of them are in different countries where they're taking the video, but maybe they're dubbing it. Now, yeah, I can maybe claim the money from them or something, but it's not that much money. And it doesn't hurt me. You know, it's more people see the Wi-Fi's that way. You know, if you go on TikTok, TikTok is loaded with people ripping off the Wi-Fi's, loaded with it now, all over the place. You know, it's not a monetized platform, so I don't worry about it too much. But also, more people see the content on TikTok. And if you go in the comments of those videos, and people send them to me all the time, you know, content stealer. And that's cool that people are looking out for the channel. But if you go and watch the videos on TikTok, it's inevitable that there will be a comment saying Wi-Fi's video. And I'll be tagged in it. And someone will leave a link to the actual video. And sometimes they'll, hate on the person who posted it, which is great. But the thing about the Wi-Fi's content is it's unique. I'm not saying it's better than anyone else's. I'm just saying it's me with the fish. So you know who it is. If you on TikTok, it doesn't matter if you know the channel, you know that's us. I try to give you a thorough answer because it's a good question. But it's a question that I certainly had when I started the early videos on this channel. I was very strange about using photos and only put them up in the corner. And I was very nervous about it. I spoke to a lot of people and they told me what I told you. Just make it a new work and it's commentary and you should be okay. Miles Dennis, thank you for $5. Is there any D&D panic content to be made of the Dungeons & Dragons made of the 80s or video game stuff to spread the reach of the channel to that audience and pull them in? Dungeons & Dragons talking about like the satanic panic of the 80s. And I was a D&D player. It doesn't surprise you, but yeah, I played D&D. And Miles, I don't know who would we be pulling in there. If you mean so D&D players from the 80s, that's like Generation X nerds, they're already here, man. That's who watches the channel. Our demographic is 45 to 55. It's not. That's who watches, and which is great. It's absolutely great. I lean into it. You see a lot of the pop culture references that I do, and on Hecklefish's channel, it's all like 80s stuff because that's my time. It's our time down here. Up there, it's their time, but down here, it's our time. There's a little 80s pop culture reference. You get it? They get it. Someone in the comments gets it. No, I want to see. Did anyone get it?
I know, but I can't think of it.
Goonies, Sierra Callahan, you are the winner. That's the Goonies is correct. So yeah, food. I have leftover Thai food, so I'm golden. Oh, so good. Oh, Madonna mia, is delicious.
So I can't find the comment now because it went by too fast, but I just wanted to shout out to Seraphina's. I think she said her husband's in the hospital watching from hospital bed. So I just wanted to shout out. But now it went by so. Lady Seraphina, shout out to Jack Pacino. Her husband's joining us from his hospital bed. Hey,
Jack. I hope you feel better, man. What I hope Jack is in there for that because I had it as well, the penis reduction surgery. That's what he's in there for, probably. I thought the joke would land, but I guess it didn't land. I thought it would land with her, but it didn't really land, I guess.
No, it didn't.
Oh,
land.
she's not listening. She got the earbuds in. Wow, someone out there laughed. But I'm looking at the live viewers on the penis reduction surgery joke. 100 people dropped off. Oh, all right.
Well,
That's it. 100 people dropped off. They're dropping like flies now. All right, let's get back to D&D Panic, content of the 80s video game stuff to spread the reach of the channel to that audience. Yeah, I think they're already here, Miles. But channel's growing just fine. Actually, surprisingly so. I want to cover that in the backstage also. But those are our people, 40 to 50-year-olds, and they are welcome. Kyle Hudson, $20.
Oh, thanks for the tip, Ewan. Here's a tip for you. Don't eat clams in July.
It's very good advice. Just recently discovered the Wi-Fi's. Live them. Keep up the great work. I think you love them, but you can live them as well. Thanks, Kyle. I'm glad that you found the channel. There is Bally Red Wine Terry. Thank you for the $9.99. Bailey. You know your name. Scott F. 1, 2, 3, 4. AJ, you piss excellence. Thank you, Scott. It's I have a healthy diet. Orca for $6.99 Canadian. Is DMT really a drug if it's naturally produced by our bodies? Found your channel today, by the way, and I'm floored by the quality of videos. Thank you, Orca. Looking at your icon there, I can't tell. It looks like a mustachioed man with a Jar Jar Binks head. Is that like a Jar Jar Binks?
No, he's standing in
It's
like a digital drawing of
it's not
caves or something.
He's got a hat on with glasses.
Yeah, no Jar Jar Binks head. Sorry.
All right. Well, is it really a drug if it's produced by our bodies? That's a great question. The DEA certainly says so, but that's a fair question. What is it?
Somebody said that's Tiger King with a DMT backdrop.
Oh, okay. So not Jar Jar with a head or something. That's all right. Oh, so it's the fractals. That's the fractals. I am familiar with those, Orca. Backseat Politician, $5. So you haven't seen any videos on Bright Insights channel on Atlantis? I've seen a lot of them, Backseat Politician. I've seen quite a few of them. I think Jimmy does a nice job with his stuff. I don't have to believe all of them, but I enjoy them. Entertainment. Plaga for $5. Just joined the Patreon because I appreciate all your hard work, and I'm a Hecklefish guy. All right.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Yeah, he likes it. Eric Fortnite, I just found the channel. It's amazing. 4X shirts in your shop in the future. It depends on the shirt, Eric. So if you go to printify.com you can see their catalog there, and some of their stuff will show you what they have in the larger sizes. If there's a shirt that has 4X, just email us. I think you email shop@thewhyfiles.com, and that gets to us pretty quickly, or you can send a note through the store. Is a good way to get us on that stuff, and we'll add it for you. It's just a lot of them just don't carry that. But yeah, we want to. You got to support our hefty fans. You know, the men with the beef on the hoof. You got to support it. Got to support it. Borland Robertson. I can't wait to see the What Files. You guys do good work. Hey, I think it's going to be good. I can't make that promise, but we're going to take a shot. Ronald Orm, $10. Have you ever researched the 10-mile wide tracks seen on Google Earth from 45 miles above the Okavango Delta, also seen across the? I haven't, Ronald. If it was a little earlier in the evening, I would call that up on the browser there, but she's not going to want me to dive into a thing now. No, she's not now. But I'm going to look into that. And if you send it in the tips line to remind me, that would be awesome. I don't mean to give you homework because you just sent in the $10. It's not fair. It's not fair. Life isn't fair, man. Joe P, $4.99. You're in the zone tonight, AJ. You're in. You're in. I see what you did there. Very nice. Soar or Mim, $9.99. GD Initiate here. And a lot of what you put in the video is straight wrong. That's fair enough. And thank you for the $9.99. Bailey Redwine Terry, $4.99. I'm a critical care nurse and have seen my share of odd things. And the thought of distilling and consuming the remaining solids of urine turns my stomach. That's fair. Now, I haven't done it, contrary to what the video said, but it should really just be salt and phosphorus. Now, you don't want to eat that, but it should just be that, right? Some minerals. Mr. Burt Wayne, $5. Hey, AJ, we should have a Hecklefish overlay with a little tinfoil hat. Okay, we can do that. Sometimes I unlike your videos just so I can like them again. Very nice. Very nice. Look, the thumbs up really helps the channel. I know I say it every time. I say it so often that sometimes I don't even hear it. If you had fun or learned anything today, make sure to comment. Like, now I can't do it. Now I'm on the spot. I can't do it. But look, the thumbs up really helps the channel. And if you don't like the video, just hit the thumbs down button twice. Nietzsche Tarrison for $4.99. Thank you for the super sticker. Support is really helpful, guys. Really helpful. Thank you for sticking around for the Wi-Files telethon. Jerry will be here later. Crypto Sam for 5 pounds of Wi-Files. Cow's urine actually yields gold. 3 to 10 milligram gold traces. Did you know this? You know a lot about cow urine.
What?
Great show. Love watching your show. That wasn't on her resume. I'm thinking of someone else. Well, thanks, Crypto Sam. You could be our resident urine expert or bovine waste specialist. Talix001 for $5. Black Dahlia would make an interesting episode. Black Dahlia's got to be on the What Files list for sure.
It's certainly going to be on the What Files list.
Yeah, I have
100%. And not just true crime. I mean, we're going to do mysteries and ghost stories and stuff over there too. But Black Dahlia is definitely going to be on it.
We'll do some paranormal ghosty stuff.
Yeah, and I want to do a whole thing on movies that were like based on true stories, like what the true stories actually were. And there were several Black Dahlia movies, so we could talk.
Were you
about
air quoting there? Were you air quoting with your Wendigo fingers? Is that what that was?
Yes, I was. I was air quoting with my Wendigo fingers.
I need to apologize for all you children out there. Don't be afraid from her skeletal claws. They will not harm you. They will not harm you. Talix, yeah, that's a great topic idea. That'll be there. Tastefully Nerd for $10. I'll have to catch this episode later, but I've got 2 questions for you. What's your favorite liquor? And what sort of flavors do you like in your cocktails? Because if you're looking to send me some stuff, that would be fine. Favorite liquor, that's hard to say. I like a lot of stuff. So I've been drinking Long Island's lately, but it's nice to finish off the evening with a little snifter of Grand Marnier. That's always up there. Lafroig is nice as well. So what sort of flavors in my cocktails? It really depends on the mood. I will drink like the filthy, nasty scotch is fine, and then a pina colada. That's perfectly fine. What does Lefroy smell like?
Lefroy smells like bacon scented Band-Aids.
Bacon scented Band-Aids, and it's delicious. Delicious. The Dudes 087, good to see you back. $5. Hey, Jay, great show tonight. Have you thought about doing more for the Patreon members? Maybe a chat on Sunday or Monday nights. Keep up the great work. Well, we do the chat before the premiere on Thursdays, and we do it on Thursdays because I'm already in the studio and I'm kind of in mode. You know, my energy, my live stream energy is turned on. Because look, what you're seeing now, this is my personality, but it's cranked. It's cranked. So
It's cranked.
it's cranked. But you know, you got to be entertaining, or at least my version of it. So we do that on Thursdays just before the premiere for the Patreon members, and I'd like to start adding for the upper tiers maybe a Friday morning to get people that are in different time zones. And because I will still be here, usually I stay here in the studio for Thursday night, have a little Applebee's, watch Picard, and then stay, and then leave sometime tomorrow. I don't know. I think I may want to come home tonight. Thumbs up. Careful with those. You're going to put someone's eye out with those thumbs.
I am.
Are you seeing that now that you're looking for it? You see how skinny they are, like sticks, and her pinky. You grab her. You grab her pinky, and you feel like you need to be gentle with it, like it just snap off like a little twiglet.
When she spreads them apart.
Weird.
You're really
Oh,
wrong.
God, look at those. Oh, careful! You got Hayden and Jaden and Braden are watching. You're going to scare them. So we're going to do that, the dude, and more stuff for the Patreon members is coming. A lot of it is a function of time. So the channel is in a spot now where it's getting big enough that it's too much for me to handle, but not big enough that I can bring on a huge team. So Jen came over full time, you know, I don't know, 6-8 months ago from her job. Victoria's here doing a ton of work. The mods do a ton of work. Gino helps a lot. But we still need more help. But it takes a little while to get there. Once I have some writing help, a little bit of editing help, then I definitely want to spend more time with the Patreon members because it's the lifeblood of the channel. Patreon members and the generous folks who hang out for the telethons. There's Joshua Moorman for $20.
Ooh, thank you, human. You made my dorsal fin tingle.
Ooh. Wi-Fi's is the only show I really care about on YouTube. Love your content, your honesty, and the whole team. Keep up the great work. Ha ha ha. Love the Irish accent, don't you know? I can't do what I did in the movie. Maybe next week I'll pull up the scene so you can hear it. If you care, maybe you don't care. Christina Hinks for $5. No more tips till you get it right. LOL, Braden and Peyton. Look, see, I told you that it's a simulation. This is what Murr talked about a couple of weeks ago. I just mentioned Braden and Peyton, their names 5 seconds ago, and there they are. Simulation?
See, you missed this because you were fixing your audio.
Mhm.
People were asking why I didn't believe in the simulation, and we talked about this whole thing. And I actually knew that this was coming up, her comment, because I saw it earlier. So when you said the thing about Braden and Peyton, I'm like, he's going to read this and go, "Oh, it's a simulation."
That's her impression of me, by the way. Oh, that's how I sound, like an aging Muppet. That's what I sound like. Braden and Peyton. It's not Hayden and Jaden. That's someone else. Braden and Peyton. Sorry about that, guys. Gals, guys. I don't know. Are those they're boys, girls? Right? Hey, these days. It was the perfect cutoff, right? When she's like, and then just boom, shut the door. Aaron Leslie, 1999. Just want to say how much I appreciated the birthday shout out for my son Liam. Thank you. Made his day after having a rough few days. All right, Liam. I'm glad that you're out there, man. Joe, make sure you ask your dad for some Wi-Files gear. You know, I would recommend, maybe don't drink coffee, but you can get those from shop.thewifiles.com. But we've got some great shirts for you, Liam. You want a hoodie? Anything like that? We've got hoodies. You put Hecklefish stickers. You can put those on your books, on your laptop, on your sister, whatever you want to do. We got them, and they're not that expensive. So tell your dad that that's what you're looking for. And tell your dad to email me, and I'll give you a coupon code for 50% off everything. Joe Fall for $10. Shout out to Carlin Fall, the most beautiful wife I could ask for. Well, she's probably second. She's probably second.
Aw. That's
Third.
very nice.
Third, but shout out to Carlin Fall. Carlin Fall. That's a cool name. I don't know what's Joe Fall's icon there.
It's a leaf.
It is. It looks dirty to me.
Well, no.
It looks like
It's a
one of those toilet cams in Kermit the Frog's house. Patricia Fair Camp for 555. Diving deep into woo-woo. Love it. Won't plug my channel. Only printmakers would be interested. I don't film much. Too busy making art to make bad videos. And too busy to type out the word too. But everyone go check out Patricia Faircamp's channel, 555. She does printmaker art stuff. Pineway, you would get your answer with mushrooms and reading the Gnostic Gospels about it. Simulation, we're each other. I feel you, man. I have explored the realm. Sean Carter, thanks for the $5. Tell him to set priority to high on his streaming software's task manager has to be set every time you open it. There's Sean Carter, and looking at his avatar there, he looks like he knows his tech support. He's kind of muscly for an IT guy, but he knows his tech support, no question. Eric Bishop, thank you for the 1999.
Hey, yo, making it rain over here.
Do we need to do a fundraising stream to buy some super fancy new stream stuff? LOL. Eric, I got news for you. This is the fundraising stream. so that's fine. This computer it's a bit of a dog. It's the audio setup that's crazy. And I won't get into it now. But for you like audio tech geeks out there, Voicemeeter Banana is running. And if you know what that is, you know what I'm dealing with. But Eric, we're good. Everything works before the show and after the show. But during the show, it's because it's not a professional thing. This is not how podcast should work. Jason Knight, thank you for the $10. I've done research on the black-eyed children topic and discovered they formed. All right, here we go. We finally have some answers. The black-eyed children, they discovered they formed in 1995 in Los Angeles. And that after Fergie joined, wait, my bad. Turns out I was researching the Black Eyed Peas. I fell for that whole thing. I fell for the whole bit because I don't pre-screen them. So I went from Black Eyed Children, and now he's got me reading about his luscious lady lumps. His luscious lady lumps. REK thoughts for $5. Something to the tinkle thing. There are videos of celebrities, including Madonna, drinking their own tinkle. Why, though? Why? Just why, though? Madonna's got other issues, doesn't she?
There are articles about celebrities talking about getting microneedling, and then they microneedle in like the tissue of like baby foreskin. Not making that up.
Baby foreskin.
And apparently that's how they stay youthful.
Well, that's the most tender foreskin. Everybody knows that.
Don't move it along.
But if Madonna keeps drinking urine, her face is going to start to look weird. Joseph Chacon for $10. Hey, Jen Hecklefish and the whole crew. I love the channel. Just recently became a Patreon. Your episodes make a week. Thanks, man. I like the avatar. You kind of look like an old gangster. He looks like a mob boss down there, right?
Mm-hmm.
But what's going on with his arm? Is he in a cast?
Did you ever get those pictures taken when you were a kid and you went to like, the theme parks? We
did. Our mom was in a flapper dress, and I think Bill maybe had a Tommy gun. And
they let you dress up.
We were in like little pinstripe vests and the cap, which I wore jauntily askew. because I'm a roguish cat. There she goes. Boom Slang is back. $5.25. Hey, Jen Crew, I'm still here. I'm still here every week working 2 jobs. So super busy. Thanks for keeping the videos coming. Thanks for dropping $5 in the till, Boom Slang. 2 jobs. What are you doing for your 2 jobs? Thank you for making time for the stream. You don't have to do that, by the way, because as I said, this is not a professional thing that we do. Eric 499, are you going to do a video on the Montauk Monster? Eric, I covered that in the Montauk Project video, which may have been called Project Stargate. I don't remember, but I think you'll like it. I have some great videos of the Montauk Monster in there. I don't think it's a monster. I think it was a raccoon that just kind of decomposed and lost its fur. And I think in that video, but it was a long time ago, I overlaid a raccoon skeleton to show that that's what it was. But I didn't spend a lot of time on it because that wasn't the point of the video. It was just, if you're talking about Montauk, you got to show the monster, right? It's crazy. We mostly talked about Preston Nichols and the Montauk Project and how it relates to Stranger Things and then the weird stuff that Nichols got into. It's not for kids. Not for kids. Yellow Umbrella. Hang on, Yellow Umbrella Homebrew.
Sorry, I don't mean to like slow you down in order to tell you to speed up. I'm just letting you know. Talk as long as you want. 10,000 people are still here enjoying your comedy routine this evening. But you have 72 starred videos still. And speaking of naked raccoons, have you ever seen a video?
Hang on. Did I mention naked? You didn't hear that, did you?
Hairless raccoons. Is that better?
I mean, I wasn't allowed to say certain words before, and she's been up twice. Now she's baby foreskin and now naked raccoons.
It's not me this time.
Have
Right?
you seen photos of hairless bears? They're terrifying. Grizzly bears. I think
I don't-
that's
I don't know what she's talking about. I don't.
Okay,
I don't. Oh,
I told
well,
you.
these are bears.
I think that's
Oh.
yeah.
But this one though, this one's giving you kind of a sexy look though. This one's like you picking up what I'm dropping? You see that?
Oh,
That was horrible.
he's like, hey, girl.
Hi.
Hey.
All right, so I can't argue. Hairless bears, they are terrifying.
That is terrifying.
Look at this one. This was like me. Who, me? What, me? I'm gorgeous. I'm gorgeous. All right, there they go. Moving right along. Daniel, Yellow Home Umbrella. I didn't read your comment. Love your work. Sir Hecklefish is one bad dude. All right.
This human knows what's up.
He gets it. Thanks, Yellow Umbrella Homebrew. Daniel Medrano, $5. Thanks for keeping this up. I wish you guys the best of luck and can't wait for more videos, more long form vids, please. You got it, Daniel. We're working on it. Now, Keith, I think you're supposed to leave me the phonetic pronunciation of your name. It's H-L, Eichel. I know you and Tasha are screaming at the screen now. Anyway, he says it's a great episode, which is nice. Also, I swear that's Weird Al under the Polybius sign. Love and kindness to all. Tasha says hello to Mr. Naughty. Oh, it's funny how Tasha noticed Mr. Naughty, huh? Batteries go under there, and then you have yourself a little evening.
No.
That is Weird Al on the board back there. Big Weird Al fan. And look, if you even kind of like Weird Al, you have to go see a live show of his. Super fun. Like Jen's not a Weird Al person. I am. I'm obsessed.
We've seen him like 3 times. He's fantastic.
Such a fun show, right?
Yes.
And he's touring right now with an orchestra, which we saw a few years ago, which is kind of cool. But the last time we saw him was when he does the Star Wars song, which is the Bye Bye Mr. Anakin guy or Yoda, stormtroopers come out and they dance, they synchronize dance. Everyone in the crowd has their lightsabers going. Al's dressed like a Jedi he's got the braid. It's such a good time. And sometimes he'll come out with the Fat costume on for that one. You guys remember Fat? You remember Fat, right?
I remember.
Fun fact, that was shot on the same set that that Bad was shot on, Michael Jackson's video Bad. The set was still set up. So Weird Al always asks permission. He doesn't really need it, but he asked permission to the artists. And Michael Jackson was a fan. Remember, Eat It was a huge hit. And it was like Al's breakout song. So Al says, I want to do Fat, but Bad. And Michael's like, well, of course you could do it. You could, of course. However he says it in your mind. And he said, by the way, the set is still up. So he went and did that. And also on Eat It, remember the guys at the end of Beat It, they do the knife fight. They're tied together, they're handcuffed. At the end of Eat It, it's the same thing. It's just, but they've got like a fork and a spoon and they're fighting. But it's the same guys. It's the same guys in both videos.
Well, one of those guys was the choreographer of the original.
He is one of the knife fighters in both videos. Michael Jackson and Al's.
Well, that's
There's some Weird Al trivia for you. Jen, very excited to learn some new stuff tonight. Very excited. Rick H for $20.
Boom goes the dynamite. Thank you, human.
Do an episode on, and there's Baba Vanga's full name. She's coming, but she's fairly debunkable because it's a prophet. Like I said earlier, I like to do the prophets because there are none. So, but I do want to cover her, but I don't know if there's enough just for her. But prophets with their predictions, they always get clicks. That feels like dirty pool though. But she has predictions for stuff happening right now, allegedly. Chris McDaniel, thank you for the $10. There's Yellow Umbrella Homebrew. What's going on in Chris McDaniel's? Oh, that's Bender it's Bender. I didn't know what that was. Yellow Umbrella Homebrew, thank you for the $5. Canna Queen dropping Nod Narb. Nice callback to a couple of weeks ago. Nod Narb. I think it was one of our lines to win the prize.
It was the
But we
first.
learned here that Nod Narb is
Brandon backwards. Yes.
branded spelled backwards. There's Michael Saggio for $30.
Tippity doo da, tippity yay. My oh my, what a wonderful day. Plenty of money coming my way. Tippity doo da, tippity yay.
Thanks for all your great content and format. Please do an episode as to why Jeff Bezos is building a clock that will keep track of time for 10,000 years in a mountain in West Texas. I haven't heard that, but I believe it. I know he's working on life extension technology and possibly, it's a rumor, cryotechnology. Because, look, he wants to live forever. And look, I guess I can't blame him. If you're that rich, why not hang around a little longer? So I don't know why he's building that, but it could be part of that he thinks he's going to live 10,000 years. But I don't know. It might be nice to go for like 150, 200 would be cool just to see what happens. But after that, man, you're not tired? I'd just be like, oh, we're going to do this again? I guess we'll do it again. Tired. So it could be that, but I'll look into that, Michael. I think I can cover Jeff Bezos on YouTube. They don't like Google stuff. They don't like Chat GPT stuff on here anymore, but I think I can cover Amazon. Raptor King, thanks for the $10. There's Micah 499. Did you come across all the health benefits and the ancient art of consuming your own aged urine known as Shivambu? I didn't come across that. Health benefits, huh? I mean, I'm open to it. Not meaning I'm open to drinking. I'm not. I mean, I'm open to the idea that there are health benefits. I don't know if I'm willing to pursue those benefits. Even the thought of eating the Philosopher's Stone is kind of tough because if I think hard enough, I can imagine it crunching in between my teeth. like a big piece of salt or chalk. You can imagine it, and it's just really salty and maybe a little bit of ammonia in the aftertaste. Well, these are the things I think about. So, Mike, I haven't learned that, but if you could let me know what benefits you've received from drinking that, I'd be curious. Simon A for 5 Australian. Women Life Freedom, paying for all the people being persecuted, including bioterrorism in Iran. All right, Simon. Good stuff. Someday that country will be free. Chris McDaniel for $10. The secret society to be in with a great benefit. Oh, I'm behind. Quite far behind. For the protection from the crab cat is the Order of the Hecklefish. It's a strict but fair order. Sorry, it's a great comment. You're making me laugh. Focus. That's funny. A strict but fair order. I'm going to remember that, Chris. Very funny. Astro Boy, thank you for the $10. Alicia wonders if the hecklefish can do the hokey pokey. He can. He puts his right fin in. He puts his right fin out. He puts his right fin in.
Like that? Stop it.
She was flipping it all about. Raptor King, thank you for the $10. Shane Buckles. Is that his avatar or is that a mugshot? Well, they wouldn't let you
It's
wear
an
the
avatar.
Okay,
By
well, I
the
didn't know.
way, to a few of you that have asked, no, I am not high. I'm just very tired.
You're just on a roll tonight.
I guess so. People are like, "Oh, that chick on the lower left is like totally high." I'm like, "No, I'm really not.
Are you high?
No,
No.
I'm not."
Shane Buckles, when you going to sell a plushie hecklefish? We're working on it, man. I promise we are. It's a hard one to do because it's a lot involved. China stuff, designing it, and like everything now on the store, the merch, it all comes from Printify. We don't do anything. We upload the art, pick the products, and they send everything. That's why half the time it's late or broken. It comes from them. So the plushie will have to come from us. So we have to not only figure out how to make it, we also have to figure out how to pack it and ship it and do all of that, I guess, out of here. So there's some wrinkles to iron out, but it's coming. And by the way, that plushie is going to it's going to be a talking one. You squeeze it and it's going to make hecklefish sayings. Mr. Depresso, $5. The key ingredient to make a philosopher's stone is human sacrifice. Why do you think such a soul gem has the power to shape the reality to its will? Big sus. I agree. Your comment scares me a little bit, Mr. Depresso. But if it's your name, Jay, thank you for the 10-pound super sticker. There's TJ Blade for $4. Hollow Earth would is a fun one too. That bang. What's he saying?
He's saying it would be fun to do a Hollow Earth one, and it would be awesome.
I have no idea what's going on right now.
Is my guess.
It would be. That one's coming, TJ. The reason it's not here yet, because it's on the short list, is that one needs a lot of TLC. It's not one I could just bang out because there's a lot to cover there, and I want to get it right. All right. There's Dick Weeds for $20.
I'm a goldfish. In a steel bowl I swim. I wanted a tip. I wanted a tip.
My daughter, Brinley, is Hecklefish's biggest fan. Keep on keeping on it. Hey, Brinley. He's happy that you're a fan. Fair Player 011 for $10. Hello from Belgrade, Serbia. How about an episode on Serbian scientist Nikola Tesla? He didn't want to be part of the Philadelphia experiment, but he told them it can be done, but not the way you doing it. We covered Tesla a lot, Fair Player. In fact, last week, we covered his most dangerous weapon and how it connected to the Tunguska event, which I thought was a cool episode. And we've covered he comes up. He comes up quite frequently. In fact, he comes up when I notice that the channel analytics are dipping down. I go to the Tesla well because he's good for clicks. So yeah, you haven't seen the last of Nikola Tesla. Vince 65742 for $9.99. There's coffee for Jen.
Oh, thank you.
Because you're tired.
Thank you
Little
very
something
much,
for-
Vance. I appreciate that. 65742. What? All right, let's see what else is somebody.
There she goes. Edwin Chaltron for $5. Awesome crew you have there. I mean, I guess they're all right, right?
All right.
Always pithy. Victoria, always pithy. The Motorcycle Zero show is back again for $100.
This is the long one, isn't it?
Yes, and I'm a star. So put more dough in my jar. The type of vodka that I need is Belvedere. I need to buy a tinfoil hat. So please click the super chat. We all know the government is listening.
Yes, finally caught you live. This is my new favorite channel. Sometimes I unlike your videos. Oh, you still like them again. Have you heard the new joke about gaslighting? Yes, you have. Very funny. Very funny. The Motorcycle Zero show. Green Puke 99. I like a doodah chaka.
Is this making sense to anyone?
Dennis Keller, thank you for the super sticker. Very nice of you. Raptor King, $20. Could you please cover the report from Iron Mountain? I forgot about that one. That could be interesting. President Johnson, I mean, one of the worst, right? As far as secrets. He's on my mind because of the JFK stuff we talked about earlier. Great suggestion, Raptor King. There's Just a Guy for $9.99. Thank you for super sticker. All the support really, really helps.
How about telling them about the Wi-Fi store?
All right. I guess if a great way to support the channel, of course, is Patreon. You get a lot of perks. But if you want something tangible, you can get yourself a Hecklefish for President mug. They're cheap. They're not that expensive, and they're at shop@thewifiles.com. There's also the Fear the Crab Cat mug. There's a brand new Mr. Naughty Illuminati mug going up tomorrow, and you can support your favorite. YouTube channel or this one. Matthew Quillen for 666. All hail Lord Hecklefish, master of Mel's Hole, and harbinger of parallel dimensional power. Much love from Alabama. That's a great title. That's a great title. Mel's Hole is getting a lot of views lately. They still want to see you inside Mel's Hole, huh?
They love Mel's Hole.
Love them.
They do.
It's a mystery. What is inside Mel's Hole? They want to know. Mel's Hole. Very, very interesting what's going on inside Mel's Hole. Apophis 2029 for $6. Have you seen Vice's video about the circles in the Sahara? They got to the bottom of it. Awesome video. I haven't seen that, Apophis, but I will look for that. I think you're talking about the reshot structure or the eye of the Sahara. But I'll check that out. I like Vice's videos. I like the editing. Silverado Nomads, thank you for the $5. Alexander Almasi is the author of the Book of Aquarius. Apologies if you already found new. No, I didn't know that. But I'm going to leave a note about that. Sander Almase. He has an Instagram. I mean, that can't be her. All right, I'll get in trouble if I do this now, but I appreciate that, Silverado Nomads. I'd like to know who wrote that. Benjamin Ross, thank you for $5. Nothing great on my recommended, and boom, you pop up. I burned through it all and can't wait for more. Keep up the good work. Also, business email. Well, I'm glad that the algorithm finally put us in front of your eyeballs, Benjamin, and you stick it around for a live stream. If you're new here, Ben, this is it. This is what we do on the live stream. I know it's not professional. I know that maybe you're disappointed, but look, we try to have fun.
We do. We try.
And that's Victoria. She's always pithy, and then look, always verbose is Jen. Always smiley and verbose.
That's me. Always verbose.
See what I mean? So you got to be quick because she'll keep going. Business email is on the about tab of the channel, and it's biz@thewifehouse.com. I'm just looking to see what. Here we go. There's Jason Bemis for $50. Uno, dos, tres, cuatro.
Human. I want you to know I said human. Thank you for all the dough. Tipping, as I'm sure you will find, always is a good time. Ooh, 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 it's fun to tip the FISH. It's fun to tip the FISH.
Mountain Dogs and the Wife got the Hecklefish merch this week. Always a good time on Thursday. Thanks for another great episode. You're welcome, Jason. And thanks for ordering from the Wi-Fi store and supporting your favorite YouTube channel or this one. Shop.thewifehouse.com. Great way to support the channel. There's Paul for $50 writing this at 10:36 Eastern. Just got on the live stream. Not sure if I'll be here when you read this. Didn't get a chance to watch tonight's episode yet. Life is a bit hectic right now, but wanted to share some love with the Wi-Fi crew. That's very nice, Paul. Always good to hear from Paul. And not just because he showers the channel with money. It's nice to hear from him. But he does shower the channel with money.
I was wondering where he was because I didn't see, not that he wasn't sending money, but I wasn't seeing him in the chat.
Well, he mentioned that he was going to be late. He was not going to be around for it.
Well, I didn't hear that.
She didn't hear that. Thank you for the $5. My girlfriend made me turn off your video the other day because she doesn't like Hecklefish's voice. Should I get a new girlfriend? Yes. Yes. And you know what? Tell your girlfriend I don't like her voice and see what she thinks about that. All right. See how that goes. Smash Plays, $10 Canadian. Your channel is the best. I also use Epidemic as well for my music, by the way. Channel is @Smash Plays if you enjoy Minecraft. Hey, who doesn't enjoy Minecraft? Everyone go check out Smash Plays, but open a new tab. Boom Slang is back, $5.29, $5 back to Advanced Civilization before the Younger Dryas. Ben on Uncharted X shows amazing evidence of machining. Did Rogan as well, still watching every week. Thanks, Boom Slang. I saw some of that. The evidence was fun. The evidence was certainly fun. It's not enough though. But it all adds up, certainly. It adds up, but it wasn't enough. Doc5758, thank you for the $10. What is it? Is that a super sticker? I just, this is just a very bare bones. There's no icon, it's just lowercase, a couple of letters, but there's a $10 attached to it.
It's a secret donation.
It's a secret donation. There she goes. Lois Loa, thank you for the 140 of whatever those. Oh, hang on. The producers are clicking. Someone's clicking. Yeah, she knows. She knows she's doing it. Brian Bronner for $10. What about the David Adar story? It was on the Art Bell show, right? Told this crazy acid story about creating a magnetic fusion containment engine as a teen and a trip to Area 51 sound familiar? No, that doesn't. I feel like that's one I would have remembered. David, and can I trust your spelling on that, Brian? I'm dubious on. Oh no, I don't want his LinkedIn page. Of course, Google wants to know my location. David Adder at Area 51, Area 51, Area 51. So he's got. I guess a documentary. All right, I'm going to look into this. Look, if it's on art, it's going to be fun. It could be. It's going to be wild, but he's got documentaries and stuff. But if it's on our belt, it's going to be fun. So thanks for that, Brian. Allie Powers, thank you for the £4.99. As an experiencer, I've had weird experiences my whole life. What's the weirdest thing you've experienced? What got you interested in mysteries? I don't know the weirdest thing I've experienced off the top of my head. If I had a day to think about it and write a list, I can come up with it. So I don't know what would be the weirdest thing. I have to say, getting the gold play button in the mail was certainly a weird experience. But what got me interested in mysteries was, these stories was my dad, because he would listen to Art Bell at night. Thank you for that, Ali. I appreciate that, and I like the question. Winfield Martinez.
Why didn't you tell him about the shadow people? Didn't you have an experience with that?
I did, but I blocked that one out.
But that's pretty interesting for them.
No, we block it out. You should just go watch the episode instead. I don't want to talk about it in front of these people.
All right.
Is that
So-
okay?
That's okay.
It was a weird one, Allie Powers, but you got to watch the Shadow People episode. Ugh. Ugh. Winfield Martinez 999, thank you for sharing your art. You're like Back to the Future, feeling of an antique, elegant show with effects and stories from the future. It's just magnificent. Thanks. Well, thank you, Winfield Martinez. That's very nice of you to say. I think. I'm pretty sure that was nice. Brian, no missing vowel. It's definitely missing a vowel, Brian. It definitely is. 537. Teens are obsessed with the Illuminati, are they? They brought it up during government class at Vista P, and I countered that lizard people would run the world show. Why are teens obsessed with the Illuminati? What are they really?
They're obsessed with every weird thing right now. What? Sorry, I was answering something and then you just put me up there. Teens are obsessed with the
Annie West, thank you for the $20. AJ, I commented in a prior super chat about the black sarcophagus. I was an Egyptology major and the emerald tablets were broken off from the plates of Annie. I will privately email you on some backing research on this. I'd love to read that, Annie. But it will be research. It will not be evidence. So I'm very interested to read that. Very interested. And it'd be nice to have an Egyptology person in the roster. Brendan Johnson, 999. I have the same book, Inside the CIA. Why did you choose this to display every episode? Two reasons, Brendan. One, the book kind of fits with what we do here and kind of Ecclefish's personality as a conspiracy theorist, but also it was just the right thickness to get the card up there and keep it in frame. I'm just being honest. Tech Grub, thank you for the $5. Hoof care is very important. The Wi-Fi's team is the greatest, right? This is what I'm saying. Hoof care.
It
You
is.
learned it here.
The Hoof GP. They know. People were talking about it in the chat. Graham on the Hoof GP. His channel's great. So if you like watching,
You just be
farm
careful with
animal
those
care.
Wendigo fingers as you wave them about. Put someone's eye out. Brian Carney for $5. Thanks to you and the Wi-Fi's crew for another great episode. Have you touched on the ongoings of the X-37B yet? Talked about it a little bit in the ARV episode, Brian, but not too much because, a lot of those people get deleted, which is also in that episode. I just ran down a list of people. It could have went on and on. It just ran out of time. There's Paul for another $10. I've got the saltiest nuts at the bar. No argument here. Whoa, that's the biggest tip of the night from Dan for $200.
Hookah chaka, hookah, hookah, hookah chaka, hookah, hookah. I can't stop this feeling deep inside of me. Human, you just don't realize what your tips do to me. When you tip me, I can pay my bills and you make me tingle in my gills. Oh, your tips are amazing. And I think it's crazy that you send cash to me.
I guess he went to the bathroom. I don't know.
Dan also donated another 100 and then a $5 to explain that he did both. So he's
Wow.
305 for the night.
That's crazy.
Pretty nice.
Sorry, but I was working on my Philosopher's Stone. What did I miss?
Dan, his total tip tonight is 305. You'll see another 2.
Very, very generous. What?
What?
I think it may have to be Applebee's. I
I
think
think
it may have.
to be Applebee's. This video is ranking 3rd now.
Oh,
Yeah,
well, that's a good sign.
that is. It's very good. It's had 261,000 views so far.
Oh, that's great news.
Mm-hmm.
Very interested in stories about P. Who knew? Thanks again, Dan. Stuart Ford, thank you for the $10. Heckle needs his OnlyFins account trademark. Yeah, I agree. That's coming. That's coming. It tickles me so much. St. Peter is here. You should be up at the gate. $100 Canadian. Wow, love the episode, AJ and Company. Your channel is destined for greatness. I don't know about that, St. Pete, but I think we are destined for goodness. Wednesday Adams for $5. Do you have any personal Wi-Fi type experiences? Yeah, I had the Shadow People experience, was certainly one, which I'm not going to go into because honestly, it was awful. But if you check out the episode, it's in there. I'm sorry, Wednesday Adams. I mean, you happen to you hit me right when I'm ordering Applebee's. So, but otherwise, like I've never seen a UFO or anything like that, which is disappointing. So it's really just the Shadow People, and that was unexpected. Corey Newton, thank you for the $10 supporting the channel without any question, just dropping it in the till. Hang on, I'm almost there. I'm almost there. Steely is back $5. My wife and Shala in the chat. Hi, Shala. And I love it when you do longer videos. So feel free to expand on any topic that strikes you. Thanks, Steely. When I have more time, I can do longer videos. Sometimes I'm writing something, and if it runs long, I go back and I just start cutting and cutting and cutting. You know, if it's more than like 21, 22 pages, I just start cutting. Because if I'm running out of time, it takes about an hour. It takes about an hour per minute to edit as like a ballpark. So a 25-minute video takes about 25 hours of editing time, a little less. So a 40-minute video could be, a whole week or at least 3 or 4 long, long days of work. But hopefully those are coming. I'm working on it. Kyle Grave, 1337. That means Leet. Thank you for the great content. My son Lucas wants to know what you think of reincarnation as a topic. I love the topic, Lucas. That's even something that I want to believe in. A book that was influential to me, and it may even be a stupid book, but it's called Journey of Souls, and I would recommend it. It talks about reincarnation, but not so much about coming back. It talks about what happens in between, and I thought that was really interesting. It starts to put more. It makes more sense why there would be reincarnation when you learn about, at least according to this book and Dr. Raymond Moody and some of those other guys, what happens in between. And in Journey of Souls, there's a lot, but in between lives, you go back to your soul circle with these other people, entities, souls that you spend really your whole eternity reincarnating with. And something that the book mentions, which I've always thought was interesting, is if you ever meet a person that you just instantly click with, or like a love at first sight thing, or maybe a sibling or a parent that you feel really, really close to, often, according to the book, that's someone who's in your soul circle that's always reincarnating with you. And sometimes that could be you come back and that's your brother, and sometimes it could be your wife, it could be all these, but you're always together. And you progress through the lives and sort of work your way up through the system, learning new, overcoming tragedies and learning new lessons and being helpful to other people. And then eventually you join with the one force that all the souls came out of. Kind of like what we were talking about before with the one and the unity and all that stuff. Now, I don't know if I fully believe it, but I know that I want to. So check that out, Lucas. Paul is back for 1, 2, 3, 4, not having seen tonight's episode. 1,500 gallons of boiling pee. Yep. Boiled, distilled, concentrated, and then eaten. Robert Page for $20. AJ, me and my fiance Erica really love your show. Do you think there are crab cats in Atlantis? Ooh, they could be from there. They could have originated there.
They could have. I don't know. We'll have to ask Hecklefish about that.
We'll ask Hecklefish about that. But thank you for that. And hi, Erica. I know you're a huge fan of Hecklefish. I could feel it. Jackson Kegel. I thought Kegel is how you exercise your
No.
pelvic.
No.
AJ, what happened to with ST? What's JWST? Just with set to J. What happened with JS?
Oh, okay. Now things are making sense. Yeesh.
Happened with JWST. My $50 phone takes more pictures than that thing. Wi-Files is the best.
JWST.
I have no clue. James Webb Space Telescope. That's what the chat's saying.
Oh, okay. That's the thing, Jackson. It was why don't we have 20, 50, 100 megapixel cameras? Why is it that when we see a UFO zip by the ISS, it's like at 8 frames a second when our phones can do 120, 240? Well, I'd like to see what that thing is like, but they're like, no, it's 8 frames a second. It's 360p. So it's like, nah, it's blurry. It's nonsense. And I'm being facetious, of course, and making light of it, but it's also not funny. Why would that technology is not there? I don't know why. I can see live streams and web streams from every major building landmark in the world. I can find a live stream for it, looking down on Hollywood Boulevard or the Empire State Building or the Pyramids of Giza. But there's no web stream for the moon. They have 5G there. Send that back. Wouldn't you watch? Queenie $7.775. Don't bother me none. COVID took my smell. I feel you, Queenie. It took my taste. It didn't take it, but it changed it and made like everything taste awful. It was the only way that I knew I was sick. Like I felt sick, but it just felt like the flu or run down or tired. But what happened was we were having a steak dinner and had a little A1 sauce, which is my favorite. I could put everything A1 sauce. And I took a bite and it just tasted like rotten hot garbage, the A1 sauce. And I started looking at the bottle. Jen's like, what are you doing? I said, I think it's spoiled. And then very quickly, everything just started to taste terrible. Diet Coke was terrible. I couldn't chew nicotine gum because I couldn't handle the taste. That was a long week. So I hope you feel better, Queenie. Oh, hang on. There she is.
I knew it was bad because I took like a bottle of like eucalyptus, like essential oil, and I put it right under his nose. And he's like, nothing. I can't. That's it. I can't smell any of it.
Nope.
That's bad.
It was
That's
bad.
bad.
But people had it worse than I did, for sure. I was in bed mostly for 2 or 3 days, but I still, I recorded an episode. I wonder what episode I did with COVID. I'll look back and find out. Spidey012, $5. Do you think essence and chakra are just part of biomagnetism? If humans produce biomagnetic fields, would this be our vibe, energy, frequency? I think there's a lot to that, Spidey. There's something about the electromagnetism that seems to be, kind of connects everything. And it would make sense to me that, like talking about reincarnation and the journey of souls and all of that stuff, if you want to go down that rabbit hole, which is a fun rabbit hole. And look, I'm not saying I believe it. I'm just saying that I want to. If you have to start asking what a soul even is. Like, what is it? Does it exist in some some different plane of reality? And yeah, the answer is yes, according to some of those, his book and some of the other books. But just because it's a different plane of reality or from us, it's still a reality. It's still something. So what is the something? So is this something that exists outside the laws of physics? Because if it doesn't, then we have to start wondering, what is that soul? And it would make sense to me that it's some type of biomagnetic, electromagnetic substance or something. And then when you start talking about how the souls come from a central source and we go through the thing, the lessons, and go back to the source, it would make sense that that's energy. Because people have sometimes challenged the reincarnation with, well, there's so many more people now than there were, years ago. There's 8 billion people now, but there was a time where there's 50 million people on Earth. What? We're just making new souls? And the answer is yes. If it's energy, it's just new energy. But then you have to start asking, who's in charge of that? That gets into philosophy and theology, and way above my pay grade. But it's stuff to think about, Spidey. Jessica Tanner, 499, love the longer shows. I don't have to keep finding the remote. I binged the old lives. Well, I'm glad you're binging, Jessica. And look, with the long ones, sorry about the ads. Just click skip. You don't have to sit through those. Just skip those. I know those are annoying. Luis Raimundo, 499. Hey, Jim, I'm a tattoo artist. How can I send my designs for y'all to have for Hecklefish shirts? Just email them over, Luis. We'd love to see them. You can email me. I'm aj@thewhyfiles.com. You could send them to Jen at the Why Files, send to Victoria at the Why Files. You could email Biz at the Why Files, although it's better to get to one of us. And whatever art you want to send, you have to sign a short release that says we can use it and sell it. But we'll give you free whatever we use, whatever we make with it. So anyone wants to design something, it'd be awesome. I mean, this is fan art, but I just thought the design was so cool that I put it on a mug. So yeah, Luis, send it over and send us a picture of your Hecklefish tattoo that you're going to get on your arm. That'd be awesome. Connor VDL, thank you for the $4.99. There's Divine Descent for $10. Could you and Hecklefish cover the ancient Tartarian Empire? Yes, we are going to work on that. It's coming. I've researched it plenty. That is a very new urban legend, the Tartarian Empire. So there's no running narrative to it yet. It's a couple of different urban legends into one. There is the globe span. I'm sorry if you heard this before. I'm assuming that there's new people on. There's a globe spanning empire, Tartarian Empire. Then there is a mud flood that goes across the entire world and buries this magnificent architecture that the Tartarians created. And then that is covered up by the world's governments, KGB, CIA, and so forth. So there's a lot going on there. And look, it's an urban legend, and I don't believe it because it supposedly happened just at the turn of 19th to the 20th century. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But it's worth exploring to see if maybe we can figure out why this legend exists, and maybe it does make sense. It'd be fun. So I'm working on that, Divine. It's coming, I promise. The research is almost done. So I'm not just blowing smoke up your Mel's hole. Jeff Kitchens, thanks for the $20.
Ooh, yeah, baby, slip that in my G-string.
Oh. Darcy Stone, $5. Hello, AJ, Jen, Gino, Victoria. Lord Hecklefish, he's a strict but fair lord. I watched with my sons, Jesse 8, Finn 5. And both agree urine sounds terrible.
Hi, Jesse and Finn.
They're just waggling about, those ladies. Sounds terrible. What about blood? Great show, by the way. Yet, Jesse and Finn, great question. And I don't recommend trying to do the Philosopher's Stone, but if Darcy says it's okay to boil your urine, go. Yes, I'm fine with it. But yeah, they did use blood and other parts of the body, saliva, and Darcy can explain what. I don't need to list the fluids for them. Darcy can do it.
You don't need to, and that we could just
move right along.
Move right along.
Just keep it moving. Bob Twine for £5. Love the show. Great work. I love the way you spelled great. That's I really, and I'm not a spelling Nazi. I'm really not. But that just strikes me as awesome. Work best team ever. Son loves your show too. Can you say hi to him, please? His knee is Matthew, Lord Hecklefish, his favorite.
Hi, Matthew.
No, seems a bit fishy to me.
Hey, Matthew. Matthew Twine? Bob Twine? Hey, Matthew. All right. Oh, Dan, $100.
Yo, yo, moo la la,
Moo la la.
yo. Fish really need some money. I need to buy some stuff. Fish really needs some money. YouTube don't pay enough. Fish really needs some money. So click the super chat. Like that.
I don't know how that song was ever. Rihanna's the only thing Rihanna's good at is taking a punch.
Oh,
I cannot tell you how. I didn't say she deserved it. I said she took it like a champ. Earned it.
no. You're lucky
Maybe.
you said this 3 hours and 36 minutes in.
I mean that. Dan for $100. I cannot tell you how much I appreciate this channel as an industry man myself. I've seen some things that appreciate the purity of this channel and the work that you and your team do. Well done. Would love to see something on Bohemian Grove. Yeah, we talked about that a little bit earlier, Dan. Bohemian Grove, good story. A lot of it is story, but those powerful men, they get themselves into some trouble. We could talk about most of it. D. Grisham, thank you for the $10 super sticker. It's very nice of you to support the channel like that. And you can support the channel by shop@thewildfiles.com. You can buy yourself a Hecklefish President mug. There's a Fear the Crab Cat mug. He may be from Atlantis. We're not sure about that. The Illuminati Mr. Naughty mug is going to be out tomorrow. Take a look at that. I think the Camp Greenfoot t-shirts are there tonight. Those look super fun. Hecklefish was a camp counselor there in the 80s. He used to read H.P. Lovecraft to the kids. And he said that at first he thought it would be fine to read it to them, but some of them did grow up a little bit weird. So I don't know. I take that for whatever it's worth. Possum Holler, $20. All hail Lord Hecklefish, a strict but fair Lord. Brian Bronner, thank you for $10. As far as I'm trying to amp up the speed.
Well, you're doing good.
I'm doing good.
You're doing good.
As far as future topic goes, just please promise something you'll never allow. Whom I refer to as the Flurfers of the Gents. Use your show as a platform to spread their insanity. Flurfer plus Flat Earther. But Brian, the Flat Earth stories are so fun. And the thing about the Flat Earthers, and look, if you're a Flat Earther, I don't mean any disrespect, but they're so passionate about it. In the comments, they're amazing. When I have the chance to respond to a Flat Earther in the comments, I always do, because they'll just talk to you as long as you will talk to them, and they have every answer, every piece of proof. And look, I'm going to be honest about Flat Earth. Of course, I don't believe that story, but if you go on the alt platforms, BitChute or Rumble specifically, and just start going down the Flat Earth rabbit hole and spend an hour or 2, 3, 4 in those videos from the people who are really convinced. And I've done that. I've spent those hours there. I walk away from that going, oh my God, they did make a lot of good points. Like Antarctica is weird the way it does that. And, it really gets in your head. And do that for the moon hoax, moon landing. Go on those platforms and watch those videos. You'll walk away from there convinced that we never went to the moon. I'm not saying we didn't. I'm just some compelling evidence. The Diddler for $5. You get the best content going. Keep it up. Thanks, man. I know you don't mean this live stream. This is not professional. This is not.
Mama B just said if the earth was flat, then cats would have already knocked everything off it by now.
There's Jen with a cat joke. We needed a cat joke. We were due for one. Thanks, the diddler. You keep on diddling out there. Necromancer, $5. Have you looked into or seen any evidence on the Road Oak skull, an alien skull found in Bulgaria, 2001? I think I know what skull you're talking about, and I think that was debunked. Let me see if I can find that. I think that's debunked. Road Oak skull. We're not spelling it right, are we? Bulgaria alien skull. Let's try that. Here we go. I'm not clicking into Pinterest. That's the worst. Oh, yeah. You know what? This isn't the debunked one I was thinking of. Yeah, this is worth looking into. Wow. Okay, I will admit I don't know what that is. I know what that is. That's in Hecklefish's Bowl in some episodes. You've seen that. And that's the one I thought you were talking about. That's debunked. All right, Necromancer. You win. You win. I'm going to look into that one. Katrina Brooks for $20.
Whoop-de-doo! Thank you for that juicy tip, human.
You guys are awesome. We love Hecklefish. There is a real black sun in the universe. The one on the plant hung their hat yesterday.
Can we get a translation for this? I don't speak cuckoo.
You guys are right. We love Heckle. There is a real black sun in the universe. The one on the plant hung their hat yesterday. Katrina, I appreciate the support. I really do. But the whole team, I mean, usually, like if I'm stumped, hang on, we got to make sure Applebee's is not lost. If I'm stumped, 9 times out of 10, the ladies have the answer because they're smarter than I am. But you stumped everybody tonight. So you're the winner. Look, it's true.
I wasn't
Right?
saying anything.
Facts are facts. There's Paul for $10. When I hear about aliens in the Southwest desert, I never know if it's going to go Bob Lazar or Donald Trump. Well, he may be the second worst president that we've had in the last few years. Dan for $5. I donated $300 and couldn't figure out the chat system. Love the work you guys do. Keep it up. Thanks, Dan. Jeff Kitchens, $5. Second super chat ever. All right. First one was with you a few minutes ago, and I didn't see where I typed the message, and I sent it without it. Whoops. You're just throwing money with no message, which is fine. I don't mind that. But I'm glad you figured it out, Jeff. And it's last. I was going to tell you, send in another one. Let's get your third one out there, and let's up it from 5 to 10. But it's been last call, so we can't do that. But we'll get you next week. There she is.
I know it's last call, but Ray J just donated $500.
No.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it so I can put it up on the screen. It's up
we'll
at
have
the
to
top.
We'll have to play Uka Chaka again.
Do you see it up at the top? I can't. I'm going to have to go way up to try to find it. Oh, there it is.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Ray J, $500 with no question, no avatar, just.
I'm a fish and I'm a star. So put more dough in my jar. The type of vodka that I need is Belvedere. I need to buy a tinfoil hat. So please click the super chat. We all know the government is listening.
So Ray J, I don't know. Maybe the two of you can send him some naughty nakes or something. I mean, we've got to
Dude,
do
come
something.
on.
Thank you for that, Ray J. It's very generous of you. It keeps the channel going. Christopher Bowen for $25. Christopher doesn't even stand up for his avatar. He just
Nope.
lies flat and says, "This is me. This is me, world. I stand for no one." Thanks, Chris. Appreciate the support. LSU 337-499. Thank you for your hard work. Absolutely spoiled to the content. Tell Hecklefish we said hi from Cajun Country. We love Cajun Country. I haven't been down there in a while. I haven't been down in Cajun Country in a while, but I'm due. New Orleans is one of my favorite cities to visit, but I haven't been there since Katrina. Renew Creature, thank you for the $20. Very generous of you. There's Cassandra Roberts supporting the channel of $5. Oh, hang on. Oh, there we go. MD 49.99.
Oh, thank you for stuffing the old tip jar, human.
Thank you for the shout out. Killing for Profit, the dark side of hospice. All right. I left a 30-year career in healthcare after seeing Behind the Curtain and the Calling of Our Society. Love the show and the very handsome Mr. Hecklefish. Well, thank you for the book. Just promise me it's not going to be too depressing because I'm gonna thumb through it tonight. After Picard and Applebee's, I'm gonna look through some of these books. But I don't want to be sad.
It's a book about hospice, honey. Do you think you're not going to be sad? Read
I
it.
thought maybe the hospice, maybe there's some anecdotes in there, maybe there's some jokes. No, That's a
No.
story. Nothing.
It's probably going to be a little sad.
Downer.
Downer.
All right, so we'll hold off on the hospice book tonight, MD. But in all seriousness, I'm glad that you're out there. People like you are really, really important. The things that you do, really, really amazing. I'm always so heartened to see people that are just better humans than I am. So I'm glad you're out there, MD. Jeff Kitchens is back, $5. Found you a few weeks ago, and I've watched every episode in reverse. You stop waking up. What you waking up? You swap.
Man,
Hard to watch in reverse, isn't it?
it's not what he meant.
Love the channel and Hecklefish. Do a show on Lazarus syndrome. Oh, that could be interesting. Could be interesting. Lee Painter, $5. Help me understand the reality of pictures from Perseverance rover. They seem like they would be the discovery of the Millennium hoax. I haven't seen the specific pictures you're talking about. I've seen, if the discovery of the Millennium, they're not going to show us the pictures, Lee Painter. I'm going to get in trouble I'll get in trouble if I look at it now. Lee, next time you have to ask the compelling questions early in the stream, not when Applebee's is on the way. Eric Bishop, 1999. Thank you for
Booyah! That's the stuff.
I own carnival rides. I neither have small hands nor smell like cabbage. Love you all.
Because earlier somebody said that he calls his wife Carney Hands. I don't know where the cabbage part came from.
Because carnies smell like cabbage.
What? Why? I don't
know.
Okay.
They eat so much cabbage. It's delicious.
Don't forget, we got to do one more giveaway after you're done.
Oh, we got to give away now because we have a situation brewing, and that's Levan's. Levan's has picked up the Applebee's.
Okay. Well, get on with you've got 10 more to read and we'll do a giveaway. And then your Oriental chicken salad awaits.
That's now called an Asian chicken salad.
It's not. I just looked it up the other day online.
No, I'm joking. All right. So what's going to be the word? You can't say Oriental? Should we say
No, don't do that. Small hands and cabbages from Austin Powers, apparently. Oh, I like carny hands. That's funny.
Carny hands is the word. Here's how it works if you're just joining the stream. You type in carny hands. one word, no space, spelled just like you see it on the screen. That's all you type in the chat. Just Carney Hands. Don't nothing about cabbage, and you'll be automatically entered to win a $50 gift card to the Wi-Fi store where you can buy cool merch like that. And if you do win, what do they do after they celebrate?
Please come to Discord and put in a help desk ticket, and I'll take care of you.
All
And
right,
you'll win a
she does.
$50 gift card to the Wi-Fi store.
Oh, great. Thank you. Stop it.
Mean.
All right, it's just getting late, is all it is. All right, you've got 100 entries. Is that good enough? 312.
Wait,
It should be more.
5 more seconds.
Carney Hands. I don't see any. Canna Queen says beautiful Victoria. That's very sweet. Someone asking for the Discord link. The Discord link is it's wifiles.com/Discord.
Somebody
Only
said
a
the
post
hands
in a
to
sec.
Carnet.
Rick H. Baby foreskin raccoon hands is funny, but that will not work. She's wheezing up there from that joke, from the baby foreskin raccoon hands, just wheezing. Filthy. Arden Grant, funny Carney cabbage hands is wrong, but it's funny. Easy Rider cabbage hands, that's not it, but it's funny. Carney hands is the word. Hey, Danny Stormborn's here. Good to see you, Danny. Long time supporter of the channel. Haru TV, the heckling fish rules.
Chicken salad.
Shem Dannenberg, over 9,000 watching. That's awesome. I think so too, but it's what happens is everyone on YouTube, they spend all week watching these professional streams that are really tight, really well produced. And you want to just once a week, you just want to kick back and relax and not have none of that shit. So that's that's
So you
where
come right here.
come right here. I'm in the mood for something unprofessional and stupid. Well, what else is fun? Carney hands. Face hugger hands, Dave 3D guy. That's wrong, but is very funny. Mike L. Lizard hands, also funny, but wrong. Face hugger hands, Carney hands, lizard
All right.
hands.
Draw it.
We're ready to go.
getting silly.
We're good.
There's Dickweed, there's Eat Me, there's some of these names. Corey Smith, Mark Johnson, Jeff Ross, Tuckahokie Marco, Juan Leon, Tobias Ash, and Venomous Silverback. Venomous.
Cool names.
Wow. And
Carne
look at the
asada hands.
looks like a what the icon. The icon does kind of look like Jen's Wendigo hands. It's true. Yep.
Come to Discord.
All right, come to Discord and do a thing. It's something will happen.
All right.
I mean, I know what she's going to say. So, Eric Bishop's own Carnival Ride, hand smell like cat. You see, you sent us down a whole thing with that, Eric. A whole thing. I had my wife wheezing with the cabbage hands. Bobby J 108999. Hey, Jay, first super chat. What are your thoughts on the theory of transfusing younger blood to someone older to rejuvenate, de-age, cure them? Sounds like creepy vampire stuff to me. To me too, because that blood is made fresh. That blood is fresh all the time. So I mean, urine is a lot of that is blood. So hang on. Well, I got to do something.
That's fine. I just thought you were just going to leave it just
10 super chats to go.
empty studio.
Almost 4 hours with 10 chats to go.
The last one. Let's see. I'm trying to see what we got going on. Applebee's beckons. Yes. Johnny
Oh.
Scythe, Denver Airport. We're working on it.
Mm-hmm.
And carne asada hands. That makes me laugh. That's funny.
Sorry, Levon's was on it. He was fast tonight.
10 to go.
We're talking about blood, right?
Yes.
Talking about how blood is made fresh all the time. So I don't know if getting older, getting blood from a younger person, I don't know if that would work. If it does, let me know. That'd be helpful. But maybe, maybe the marrow makes old marrow makes. Hang on a second. Here she is.
Sorry, really quick. Thomas Zimmerman said he just watched the Shadow People episode and you never talked about your experience. Thomas, watch it again, because as he's reading through, as people are reading their experiences, the very last one, that's AJ's. He's just not on camera when he's talking about it. But the person that had the old hag attack him in
It was super scary. So Bobby J, you let me know about that. Tobias Ash, $4.99. Some shamans were said to recycle their tinkle because it still had the psychoactive compound within it, giving them everlasting life experience. That's interesting. I wonder, I assume that all the stuff gets filtered out, but maybe not. Little ayahuasca pee. Boomslang $5.99 for 4529 for $5. Third super chat, still here every week. Look at the Uncharted X channel. I watched some of it. I'm familiar with it. And thanks for hanging out, Boomslang. I remember you. Wheezin' Stuffy, $5. Thanks for all the episodes. I'm a new viewer. The writing is so good. Love the cliffhangers at the act breaks. I'm glad, Wheezy. You gotta put out some good content to make up for this mess. The Oddest J for £19.99. Love you guys. I'm a similar type of channel, yet growth is slow. I worry that I'm not niche enough. It's hard when working a full-time job. All the best to the Wi-Files team. I feel you, Oddest J. You just keep at it, my friend. I had less than 10,000 subscribers for a year and a half. Cat D 1999 just found you 2 days ago. I've binged you during work. Whoa. And she's an air traffic controller, so not good. Thanks for keeping me entertained and informed. No, Cat D, I want to know what you do for work. I mean, alleged work. I hope your bosses don't watch this. They don't watch. Who watches this? Alec Hill, thank you for the $49.99. Just watched the new episode. You apart blew my expectations on a weekly basis. Thanks for all that you do, and we'll continue to support these guys. Well, thanks for the generous support, Alec Hill, and everyone's support tonight. It's been amazing. That's how we keep the channel going. Whoa, hang on. The producers are aggressive. No, we're still good. Brian Augustine, $9.99. He loves the channel. Thank you very much, Brian. I'm looking at your avatar. What is that? Your head's on fire? Is that some kind of flaming head? It's one of those lean-in
drawing
avatars.
of some sort.
It's
Like
a drawing?
It looks like a video game character or a comic book character.
It's not the Nicolas Cage flaming head
No.
biker, is it?
No.
No, I was thinking that's now I'm not going to be able to remember.
Riso Iros. I guess is that you're doing an anagram with your name, 1313. All kinds of witchcrafty things happening with your name and the numbers. And love your videos. It's all possible. Is it possible for you to give a shout out to my wife, Alyssa, the most amazing woman in the world? Alyssa, your husband might be a sorcerer. He might be some type of Wiccan sorcerer. Look at the Riso Iros. That's an anagram of some kind. And the 1313. He's into some kind of dark magic, I would think. So keep an eye on that. Or he's watching porno. Brian Augustine for $4.99. Where do you come up with your ideas for shows? Mostly from you guys. Certainly for the last year, every topic has been a user suggestion. So if you have something that you want, if you have a great idea for a show or you want to learn about something, you go to the yfiles.com/tips. And every episode we do comes from you. So we're at the end. Applebee's is here. We're coming up on 4 hours. Oh, madonna me, my goodness. Ay, chihuahua, my caramba. So I appreciate everyone hanging out here and supporting the channel with your super chats. We couldn't do it without you. I'm grateful and constantly amazed that that everyone hangs out for this long and to watch this this goofy thing that we have. That's Jen. That's Victoria. And we'll see you next week. At Hecklefish, we'll see you out.
And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, you guys sounded great tonight. And take care of those waitresses, will you? All right, everybody get home safe. This is Hecklefish. And you know what? I did it my